They called it like without reason. It was too rapid. It didn't make any sense. So he tried to get rid of DACA once. There's no reason to believe that he won't try again. And also for people who are here just like working jobs, but they happen to be undocumented, but they might have family and things like that. Trump has said that they are not off the table, that those people will get deported. He wants to go after criminals first, quote unquote, and then he will go after people who have been here for their entire lives and working. And that's what his border czar, Tom Homan, said as well, that nobody's off the table. If you're undocumented, you're gone.
Well, I mean, I don't agree with that, but I can see where he's coming from, because only 50 to 70% of the ones we know are here, pay taxes, and we spend more on them we do a year than what they pay in taxes.
Do you want a pathway to citizenship? That's not true.
That's not true.
That is true. That is true.
No, they pay more into taxes.
No,
people pay taxes through things like ITINs. They pay sales tax.
I understand.
They pay things
only
like that.
50 to 70% of the ones we know are here pay those. And that's not even counting the ones that have come over this year.
That doesn't mean that they take more than they pay.
Yeah, they pay like.
And also, I'd like to see where you can provide that source for 50 to 70%.
Yeah, I also believe that in 20. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I'm not saying that, they take more. I'm saying the United States spends more on them.
Yeah, you're saying that. What's your source?
91 billion.
What's your source?
They pay how much?
It was like 190 something billion. Don't quote me on that. I'll find it real quick.
Because I was going to say, I believe in 2022, undocumented migrants specifically paid over $90 billion in taxes. So I don't know where I also don't know like what the government would be spending $190 billion on regarding undocumented. Look at Parker, man. We're struggling out here. My brother over here, this guy is...
Dude, we need to hold Chris accountable.
Yeah, I know, dude. Take this guy to Geneva. We're having trials again, man. Flower Girl, thanks for the $2. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Katie, thanks for the $1 as well. You and Chris should do the TikTok battles. We'd love to see you be Dom. What does be Dom mean?
Be dominant.
Oh, bro, come on now. Come on now. James, thanks for the $10. Happy Christmas, Harry. Getting acai bowl. I did. I tried to get like some fruit in me earlier today for immune system reasons. We'll see if it pays off.
Help.
Anyway, everybody, make sure to keep double tapping the screen. Let's try to get to 200,000 likes. Sorry, say that again. We can't hear you when you go off the app, just as an FYI. So.
Oh, sorry. Budget.house.gov.
Uh-oh.
Is that a Republican site?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a Republican source. Like, I mean, you know it's Republicans. I also find this so funny. When you go to budget.house.gov, they have the national debt up there as if Donald Trump didn't take out more debt.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
That's so funny.
I was just saying that because...
Yeah, as if Donald Trump was more fiscally responsible.
Yeah, right? It's like, come on, guys. Because I guarantee on day one of Donald Trump's presidency, that will be gone. They will not have the debt calc.
Yeah, seriously, anymore. Because it would be hugely increased because he's advocating for massive tax breaks for billionaires, especially people like Elon Musk, who, supposedly could be the one, controlling the government right now, right? Like, I think Trump's taking a backseat, kind of how you guys claimed that Joe Biden was taking a backseat and that Kamala Harris stepped up.
Did you guys not see the video of him falling asleep while he was at like a press conference or something along those lines? He was our sitting president is falling asleep on live.
I don't even think that's true.
What are you talking about? Yeah, what are you talking about?
Like what?
Have you guys not seen the video? He's literally falling asleep with one hand like on his face. Look it up.
All right, talking about in Africa. Yeah, he closes eyes for like, I think it was a maximum of 10 seconds. So I don't know how that's falling asleep. But I also find it really funny. I think people close their eyes like all the time. Like if I'm like sitting on the train or something like that.
Snoozing off with your hand on your face, like come on.
If I'm like sitting on a train. If I'm like sitting on a train, like listening to music or something like that, or just like listening to something in the background,
the fact that's the worst thing he can bring up is crazy.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing he can bring up.
If that was
hold the same standard for Donald Trump falling asleep in court multiple times? He almost fell asleep in court every single day of his trial. Do you hold the same standard for him?
Was he the sitting president?
Oh, come on,
president-elect.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's different. Him sitting in
that's different. This was like a few years ago, so now he's more cognitively declined.
No, wait. Joe Biden closes his eyes for 10 seconds. 10 seconds while in a meeting in Africa. So he's on a different time zone. He's done a lot of traveling. God forbid he closes his eyes for 10 seconds. But Donald Trump falls asleep almost every single day of his criminal trial in New York City. Journalists recall seeing his mouth go slack and like drool coming out of his mouth, and his lawyers having to jolt him awake. then that's okay because he's not the sitting president. Come on, bruh. Come on, man. That's not. You can't do that, dude. You can't do that.
No, you're switching it up.
What do you? What am I switching of?
President Biden was, supposed to be talking to other worldly leaders, listening to important information that we're supposed to be hearing. Trump is dealing with his own court case, regardless of whatever it's for.
That's such nonsense. Joe Biden was at a meeting.
That's not nonsense.
It is nonsense.
To other worldly leaders and, trying to, listen to everything that they're saying and, engage in what they're saying and actually understand what they're saying. Trump is just sitting there getting the charges, read to him or, what.
No. It wasn't when his charges were getting read to him. It was when the actual trial was taking place, when witnesses were being called by the prosecution.
It doesn't matter. Trump
does matter. No, hold on. If it was Joe Biden falling asleep every single day of like a trial that he was a part of,
that's what you would have said on this live.
You would have been like railing about that. You would have been talking about that nonstop.
If Trump would have fallen asleep with his hand on his face while talking to other worldly leaders,
so he instead of drooling, he had to put his hand on his face.
Yeah. So wait, if Donald
drooling
Trump,
is worse, or drooling's better than
if Donald Trump, while at a meeting
in
of
a court case, not talking to other worldly leaders, do you see the difference there?
No,
not at all. If Donald Trump was at a global meeting, if Donald Trump, when Trump becomes president again, if he's at a meeting among world leaders, and for like 10 seconds, he closes his eyes, I will not go around saying, "Oh my God, Donald Trump fell asleep. Oh my God, he fell asleep, guys." Like, no, I think it's perfectly fine for people to close their eyes.
You know what? We should do that just to troll y'all.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I mean, what am I talking about? When he becomes president, I'm gonna blame everything on Donald Trump.
Yeah, seriously, let's actually just like go on X and like just like slam him for everything.
Yeah. Every day, Trump inflation, everybody. Trump inflation.
It looks like Donald Trump is taking a backseat in this presidency to Elonia Musk.
Elonia Musk, President-elect Elonia Musk. Wow.
I don't know, but I do agree with them. Do you guys agree with the Republicans? The child cancer research, taking that and then making it its own bill. Do you guys think that's a good thing?
No.
You don't think that was a good thing?
No.
That expedited the process on that.
No, I don't think that's a good thing because only one of four, I believe it was, of the bills pertaining to childhood cancer actually got passed. There was another one that Senator Michael Bennet from Colorado, Democrat, tried to pass via unanimous consent, meaning everybody in the Senate agreed. Republican Senator Rand Paul objected to that, so that didn't happen. But that's an example of a bill that was taken out of that bigger bill, along with the funding for childhood cancer. And what that bill would have done would give the FDA the authority to direct companies to study drug combinations that are effective for adults with cancer, for children with cancer, and see if it's applicable to them and helps them. But because the Republicans stripped all of these portions out of the bill, it's unclear if these further bills will actually get passed. And right now it's looking like they're dead in the water. So you're asking me, do I think all the cancer provisions being taken out of the bill are a good thing? No. Also, they took out sickle cell disease funding. They took out breast cancer and cervical cancer funding from that bill. It was a terrible bill. The fact that Republicans did that's just pure evil, man.
Do you think that Congress people should, be getting a, wage increase? You're telling me $174,000 anywhere in the United States isn't a livable wage. That is insane.
I think that
if we're judging on a livable wage, then we should cut their salary.
Yeah, right. No, but
I think that obviously like they typically get paid a bit more, right? And I don't think they've seen a wage increase in like a while. So it depends on how much it costs, right? Like I think that if they're going to do a wage increase for them, they have to do a wage increase for the American people.
Well, see, yeah, that I agree with, but you're telling me $174,000 anywhere isn't enough. I'm not saying you guys are saying that, but I'm saying
wait. Like, are you telling me like $110,000 isn't enough?
No, that is plenty.
So should we decrease how much they get paid?
I wouldn't be opposed to that. No,
you wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, I don't think that we should want like our to even more to engage in corruption. Right, like we want them to be paid so that they have a reduction in the incentive to engage in corruption.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly right. Like
insider trading should be allowed either.
Yeah, no. Which specifically, Joe Biden's advocating to like limit Congress people from like being able to buy and trade stocks. So it's like that's who's advocating for effective policy when it comes to that right now, not Donald Trump. I thought that was like an anti-establishment policy. I thought Joe Biden was so pro-establishment.
He did call Hillary out for that in 2016, though.
Who?
Trump did. Trump called Hillary out for insider trading in 2016.
Okay, well, I don't. Insider trading is not legal, right? Yeah, but if you're talking about like trading stocks, Donald Trump trades stocks.
Yeah, but at that time, he's not making decisions in order for these stocks to go up.
Yeah, yes. For example, Truth Social.
How is Nancy Pelosi's husband's
Truth Social. You understand that? You understand that he is actively helping out the valuation of Truth Social by being president of the United States. That's why it's like 3.5 billion of his net worth.
Yeah. Do you think he should have to sell all of his stock?
I think he should.
I think that's a company that he built himself. I think regardless. I don't see I don't see what's wrong there. I don't see.
Okay, so
Interesting how that
Jimmy
works
Carter
out.
shouldn't have had to sell his peanut farm.
I haven't heard about that. Will you tell me about it?
Yeah, Jimmy Carter had to sell his peanut farm
For
because
what?
they thought
chose to,
like
actually. He chose to.
foreign adversaries would be able to like launder money through that.
Yeah.
Right, but
Okay, that sounds-
Donald Trump literally did engage in that with Saudi Arabia, and like no one talked about that. Like where they would literally go to like Mar-a-Lago.
Wait, so you think him having his own app and making money off of that is a bad thing?
Yeah, he shouldn't be able to make money off of businesses as president of the United States. He should have to sell all of his shares. Absolutely.
You think he should have to sell every single one of his
Yes.
businesses? That he built?
Absolutely.
That's me saying
Absolutely.
that.
Yep.
That's me
Yeah.
saying
He
that.
shouldn't control his business anymore. He shouldn't control stocks. He shouldn't control the businesses. Yeah.
I don't believe he should be able to make decisions on those things. You know, like, or you know, I feel like he should be able to make decisions on those things. Yes, because he's the president. But I don't feel like he should be able to actively make trades on those certain things that he's, you know, passing bills for, or advocating bills for.
Like the max I think that people should be able to have access to is like ownership over their own like content account. Like if they had like if a Congress member had like a presence on TikTok or X or on Instagram, I don't have an issue with them having control over that. I have an issue specifically with like them owning businesses where like foreign adversaries can like funnel money through that.
I don't know. Trump was kind of forced to, you know, make that because he was, you know, blocked on Twitter. He couldn't post anything on Twitter. So what else is he supposed to do? That's him.
Well, I mean, he literally tried to coup the country, so that's probably why.
It's still taking away his freedom of speech, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah. Well, is it? Do you think the TikTok ban is taking away freedom of speech?
I don't agree with it personally. I don't.
Okay. Well,
Trump better reverse it.
yeah, Trump better reverse that shit. If he doesn't, would you like blame him? Also, Trump wants to put people in prison for a year for burning the American flag.
That
He also has talked about like going after MSNBC because they do not
see
favor
where
to.
he's coming from with that because of the disrespect towards your country. With
Wait,
that,
what?
No, the burning, the burning your flag. To me, that seems disrespectful towards your country.
Yeah,
Burning-
but why should? Are you saying you understand where he's coming from when it comes to
Wait,
like
your
putting somebody in
country?
jail
Are
for it?
you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I'm a United States citizen.
Okay. I was just saying because you said like your country.
No. I like. If you live in the United States, I feel like it's disrespectful to burn your flag. So I could see why.
Wait, do you think it should be illegal to burn the pride flag?
No, that's stupid.
But that's disrespectful.
I don't think it should. I don't think it should be illegal to burn.
Should it be illegal to raise the Confederate flag? That's pretty disrespectful to the
Yes,
U.S.
it's disrespectful and it's stupid.
So should it be illegal to raise the Confederate flag?
I don't think it should be. No, and I don't think it should be illegal to burn the American flag.
Wait,
see
if
what
you,
you're trying to get at.
okay. So if you don't think it should be illegal, then that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. See, no, I don't advocate. Things.
Yeah,
of
but
that
like
sort.
that's violating the First Amendment.
Yes, I understand that, and I don't agree with Donald Trump on that. Like I said earlier, I'm an independent. I don't agree with him on everything, but I agree with him more than I do with Kamala.
How do you feel about him wanting to terminate all rules, regulations, and articles, even though it's found in the Constitution?
Are you saying the thing that he stated after January 6th?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, and I also think that was in a very emotional moment, but I don't think our president
A
should be.
very emotional moment. Yeah, it's a bit emotional to do, right? To literally call for like the termination of the Constitution. Can you imagine if a Democrat advocated for that?
Well, I mean,
They'd be like,
Donald
they're
Trump
trying to destroy the
advocates-
country. They don't
Donald
like
Trump
America.
advocates-
They hate America. They don't like our values. Like,
I mean, Trump did ask Nancy Pelosi for more security that day.
no, she had no
That's-
ability to do that. That was like, she had no ability to do that. That's been fact checked a million times, dude.
Yeah, the president didn't
No, there should have
control the
been-
National Guard in D.C. because it's not.
I'm not here to argue about January 6th. I do think that there was something up about the last election, but I'm not going to say it was 100% rigged. That I won't say. But I don't know. I agree more with Donald Trump than I do with Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party. And I
Yeah,
feel
like, what do you disagree with Kamala Harris on?
Yeah.
Like, what policy?
Question.
It's not necessarily about the policies. It's just about because I agree with your Chips and Science Act. That I agree with. I feel like that would have been good, but
It did get passed,
it's
so it
more
is
about
good.
just the agenda that the Democratic Party has been pushing.
Like?
Mutilating children,
Mutilating children. Are you against circumcision?
Why would I be against circumcision?
That's genital mutilation of
Yeah,
children.
but I mean putting like.
So are you saying it should be illegal to generally mutilate your children?
Is this like a sensitive topic? Do I have to like watch what words I say?
I don't know.
I don't know. Parker.
Yeah, so
than I do.
I wouldn't know anything about this. So like, do you think that like genital mutilation of your infant child should be allowed? By the way, it's not even legal to literally get gender reassessment surgery where you do genital mutilation, right? It's not legal, but like apparently you think genital mutilation should be legal.
Are two completely different things.
Oh, okay, but you're okay with genital mutilation so long as it's related to circumcision?
When they're a baby, yes.
Okay, all right. That seems like a little bit of a hypocritical statement. You're
That's
for
not
genital
hypocritical at all.
mutilation, but then you're totally okay with genital mutilation. That's
No, I'm not okay with
hilarious.
giving children hormones that's going to
By the
negatively
way,
affect
no one
their
here is
body.
advocating for it to be
Therefore,
legal for there to be gender reassignment surgery where there's genital mutilation prior to adult age. Like no one's arguing that.
Yeah.
Literally, no
I don't
one.
know,
Democrats
Democrats
didn't
are in
run on
favor of
that.
taking place only after someone turns 18 years old.
Yeah, literally. Like I don't know what type of bullshit you're
I
talking
don't know.
about.
Maybe the Democrats in office, but not the people that are supporting them, because the people who are supporting them.
Okay, well, you know who supports Donald Trump? The KKK. So you want to hold Trump accountable for the KKK?
That seems outrageous.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I brought it up.
I mean, I don't know. To me, that seems outrageous. Like,
I wonder why. Maybe because your like reasoning isn't good, right? Like you don't
no, 'cause
blame.
you're trying to tie that in, trying to like assume that Trump is a white supremacist, and that's not the case at all.
Well, he is a racist, but like it is the case.
Joe Biden stopped children from going to schools together because they were white and black. And I
Not
quote,
true.
That is totally false. That is a complete
That
and
is
total
not-
lie.
that is not
He was
false.
actually advocating for racial integration of households. Right, which would yield racial integration
Yes,
of school
but he was
systems.
advocating against
He was
those-
not. What he was advocating against was busing people from segregated communities to integrated school systems because it doesn't fix the underlying issue of segregation. That's what he was arguing against. And like someone like Kamala Harris was arguing against him, saying that you could walk and chew gum at the same time.
I don't want my children going to schools that are jungles. That's basically what.
That's
That's
not
not
what
what
he
he.
said.
That's not what he said.
That is what he
said.
said.
He was,
Look it up.
no, he was also talking about racial tension. He thought that if the state of California or whatever he was referencing, or the federal government had policy where we took children of color and bus them across a city like 30 minutes just for the purpose of integration, that'll lead to more racial tension. But he believed that if we integrate through housing, which is, obviously in a public school system dictates where you go to school, that would be a way better process. So Joe Biden was actually advocating for integration.
He was
not
advocating
for
against it
segregation. By the way, segregation was already outlawed at that time. I don't.
Yeah, but he was.
And also, Donald Trump literally segregated within his housing.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly right. That's the funny thing. Like you're trying to say that Joe Biden was in favor of segregation. Donald Trump was literally in favor of segregation as properties.
Are you talking about in New York?
I am talking about in New York, correct? Yeah.
Yeah,
Civil litigation out
that wasn't
for not
just-
renting to black people.
That wasn't just for black people. It was there were underlying reasons. I don't remember what it was, but
wait. Underlying
What were the
reasons as to
underlying
why he was
reasons?
accepting white people and not black people?
no, it wasn't just based off of that. It was based off of other things too. See, you're just trying to sway.
Like what? Like what? Tell me. Because they would mark C on the applicants of non-white individuals. So other things meaning anyone who's brown. Literally, that's literally what it was. It was C that stands
Are
for
you
people
telling
of
me
color,
during
but in the
that
less
time-
PC sense.
Are you telling me during that time no people of color got a house under Donald
They
Trump?
did an experiment,
Okay.
right? The state of New York, or maybe it was the Department of Justice, whoever it was.
Department of
They
Justice.
It was Department of Justice because they brought the suit. The Department of Justice did multiple tests where they would send in white people and they would ask the person at the front desk, like, hey, do you have any availability? Can you show us around? And they'd say, yeah, we have availability. You can take any of these apartments. Here are some applications and stuff like that. And then they'd send in people of color and they'd ask the same question and they'd be denied. And then if they submitted an application, as Parker said, their application would be marked with the letter C so that whoever's reviewing them could know that this person is a person of color versus a white person.
Yeah.
I'll have
And
to
Donald
look
Trump
more into
actually...
this.
What was that?
I said I'll have to look more into this before I take your word on it. But
Yeah, absolutely. I would totally encourage that. Totally. Yeah, but I mean, that's Donald Trump quite literally was advocating for segregation in his own properties. So
Well, I don't know, like Joe Biden advocating for children to not go to school together.
that's not what he was
You're like,
advocating for.
wait, Shawnee. We literally just explained it to you, and you just
inner city schools.
Wait. Just I need you to think about something. So if Joe Biden is saying, "Hey, I think that integration via housing is a more effective method," those kids, if they're integrated via housing, so people of color and white people are living in the same neighborhoods, you understand that in a public school system, all of those kids would be going to the same school because they're in the same district.
Yes, I understand that, but like,
Okay, so then how is Joe Biden advocating for segregating kids in schools if that's what he was advocating for?
If anything, what he's advocating for limits segregation, because if it is the case that there would be busing, right, without integration of like housing areas, well, then it would be the case that there would still be segregation in housing areas and only integration in school systems.
why couldn't you do both? The reason why I was able to go
That's exactly what we were arguing, that yes, you can do both, but what he could argue from his position is that it would disincentivize the current society at that particular time to actually integrate like housing. Because they would just argue that there was already like equal rights because there was integrated school systems.
I don't know. I feel as if both of them should have been, advocated for more from Joe Biden, or, he should have advocated.
Sure, but like you specifically
how I
saying
would
it like he didn't
schools.
agree with integration is insane. Like you're actually lying when you say that.
Not really. I mean, he
No,
denied.
you are lying because we just
denied children from lower income places to go to higher schools.
No,
That's a total lie.
That is not what busing was. Busing was not bringing kids from lower income areas to higher income areas so they can go to better school. It was not the purpose of busing.
Okay, why would these African American people or people of color want to go to these, I have to be very touchy about this, predominantly white schools at that time. It was during the 60s and the 70s. Or,
Why did they want to?
Yes, why would they want to?
Because there was not racial integration, which yielded worse conditions for people who were black.
No, I'm saying why were the kids from the inner cities?
Why would they want racial integration? Like that's such a crazy question to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, then why was Joe Biden advocating for not allowing these children to
I'm gonna go insane. Shawnee, you're either disingenuous or like you're literally stupid.
He could have just accepted both of them, but he had to deny one of them to try to advocate for.
Wait. Wait, hold on. If Joe Biden was under the view that integration via housing would be a more effective method, then how could you possibly still argue that he was advocating for segregation? Like, you could hypothetically do both. Yes, that's absolutely something you could do. But Joe Biden was under the impression that busing was not an effective method, that housing integration was. So if that's the case, you still can't argue that Joe Biden was in favor of segregation. You can say that I disagree with him, that I think both would have been effective, but you can't say that he's in favor of segregation.
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel as if he shouldn't have blocked that. The reason why I was able to go to a better school was because of, these busing programs, children from, inner cities able to go to county schools because, it was better out there.
No one's disputing. We agree. But what you're not understanding is that you can't say he's pro-segregation. That's insane.
And by the way, Joe Biden also agrees. He's now said I probably should have supported busing, which is also an incredibly
Obama, or about 15 years ago now. Sorry, Obama, Hillary, Bill Clinton were all against gay marriage, but now they're for it. That doesn't make any sense.
That was a complete pivot.
Yeah,
that was a complete pivot. Yeah. Secondly, you understand, Trump
wasn't a pivot.
the same, right?
Up another topic.
Trump used to think that it shouldn't be allowed, and then now it does.
Yeah. Also, for the record, Joe Biden was the first major Democrat to come out in favor of gay marriage, and he was the most powerful person at the time to come out in favor of gay marriage. He came out in favor of gay marriage before Barack Obama did.
And Kamala Harris has done so since the early 2000s.
Yeah, she actually officiated weddings in California.
Well, Donald Trump's never been against gay marriage.
Yes.
He actually has. He said it before in the interview that this was a while ago, obviously, but he said in an interview before that marriage is between a man and a woman.
And he said differently after that, and so was Joe Biden.
Oh,
right. His mind changed. Right. That's exactly what we're saying about Joe Biden right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me how quickly the Democratic Party has flipped.
Wait, okay, then why don't you think it's weird that Donald Trump did the exact same thing? Why don't you think it's weird that the Republican Party did the exact same thing? The Republican Party didn't even support gay marriage in their platform 4 years ago.
2016, yeah.
2016, yeah.
I don't know. I'm for gay marriage, but I'm against how the Democrats are pushing everything on everybody. Transgenderism. There's only
how are Democrats pushing being trans on people?
What do you mean? These are the things that people are advocating for.
What? Yeah, there's no issue with trans people, but no one's advocating you to be trans, Sean.
I know nobody's advocating for me to be trans, but it's being pushed on children.
How is it being pushed on anyone?
What do you mean? How is it? They represent 1% of the 1% of the population, but they're pushed to 95% of the media. Tell me how
What do you mean they are pushed to 95% of the media? What does that mean?
They represent.
Harry, what is it?
Of the that's what
Fucking
I'm.
got picked off, dude. Baker Mayfield just got picked off. He's on a fantasy team.
Wait, he's on the Browns, right? Or no, he's on the Browns.
No, he used to be. He's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. Yeah, sorry, continue.
That's rough, dude.
They represent 1% of the population, but they're pushed to 95% of the media. Tell me how that makes any sense.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what do you mean 95% of the media?
You represent
the fact that trans people exist?
No, not the fact that trans people exist, but how much they've been pushed recently onto the media.
I don't even know what that means. What was being pushed? What's the issue?
How much more they're being on, just TV things in general. Like, it just,
I don't see trans people in the media everywhere. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't see trans people, like everywhere. Like,
no.
Are you like looking for them, man? Like,
not really.
Scrolling on like
is your For You page like 95% trans people? Like, I'm confused.
No, I'm saying.
Okay, then what's
your that represent 1% of the population be pushed to 95% of everybody else?
I don't even know what that means. Pushing what?
You don't
like
know when you're saying
of people? Sean, are you Christian?
No, I'm agnostic.
Okay. Well, there are people that push Christianity to 95% of people.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you have an issue with that?
I don't think religion's a bad thing. No.
Okay, well then, what's your issue with just saying that trans people exist?
I don't have an issue with trans people existing.
Okay, so then what are you talking about? What's the issue of Democrats acknowledging trans people exist? Actually, I would say that Kamala Harris didn't even talk about trans people like at all. Like, if anything, I think that she should have talked about it more because it allowed for Donald Trump to control the narrative, like, surrounding those issues, to make it seem like her position is so crazy when it's not.
I don't know. I just don't believe that people that make up 1% of the population should be, overrepresented in, every single category.
Where are trans people overrepresented? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think what's actually happening here is that you just subscribe to like right-wing media outlets or like right-wing commentators, and so they pick like one trans person in the entire United States to make their entire personality for like a month and make you think that like everybody's trans.
Well, men and women's sports, I don't agree with that.
Just like, what was that?
Men and women's sports, I don't agree with that.
You know what? I actually saw something really interesting the other day. The commissioner of the NCAA was testifying in front of Congress, and you know how many NCAA athletes there are out there?
I saw it. It was actually the senator from the state which I'm from.
Right.
Was talking to him about it.
Over 500,000.
Over 510,000 NCAA athletes. You know how many out there that the commissioner knows that are trans?
Roughly 10.
Less than 10.
Yeah.
Less than 10 out of 510,000. But you and others on the right have been made to believe by right-wing commentators like Charlie Kirk, for example.
It's not just happening in college.
Half of NCAA athletes are trans and that men are trying to infiltrate women's sports. This is not something that's happening. This is not an issue. People just make it up to be an issue to make people like you vote for the candidates that they want you to vote for.
Do you not think the Democrats do that to you as well?
Can you give me an example, like an issue on the Democratic side of which we do the same thing?
Give me a second.
Yeah, take your time.
I'm just trying to find a good analogy.
It's fine. Katie, thank you for the $1. You and Chris should do the TikTok battles or more NCAA streams. It would be so fun. Yeah, well, Chris got crushed on NCAA for the record. And Hannah, thanks for the $10. Roses are red. Chris, don't be a clown. They harried so much it's turning heads in town. Oh man, you chat. That's pretty fire. Yo, Hannah, I appreciate you. Shout out to Hannah for the $10.
Some Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, what do we got? Dr. Seuss? Come on. I appreciate you, Hannah. That's very kind. And Tatiana, thanks for the $2. Love your backup account content. Everybody, go check out the backup account, not Harry J. Sisson. Wow.
So you guys don't think that like illegal immigration is being, pushed from the Democrats?
What?
Illegal immigration, like allowing these people in.
Wait, I was asking for an analogy that's comparable to like the Republicans with trans people. That doesn't exist, right? It doesn't. The Democrats don't have an issue where we're just like, we're lying to the people to make it seem like it's a bigger issue than it actually is. Like the Democrats are actually honest about these issues.
Ukraine.
Can you please elaborate how that's comparable to the Republican Party's
No,
position on trans people?
okay. That's not comparable, but it is an issue that is much smaller and it's being
No.
Yes,
It's absolutely
you don't need to be
no. It's
ethical.
not. It's an issue of national security. That is
that's not,
incredibly
how
important.
is something that's happening in Ukraine.
I just want you to think about this, think about it like in a broader global scale, right?
Okay.
So Russia, and break it down very simple. Russia getting stronger and the United States getting weaker is bad.
How is the
you
United
agree?
States getting weaker?
Would you disagree with that principle?
That if Russia gets stronger, that automatically means the United States gets weaker.
Yes.
No. I don't
No.
agree.
I mean, I should say that if something happens that make Russia stronger and it makes the United States weaker, is that bad?
That's a question that answers itself. Why would I answer that?
What do you mean? Does it answer itself? Because people in Russia
If
might say no,
something-
it's a good thing. If something happens that make Russia stronger and it makes the United States weaker, is that bad?
Yes, but the war in Ukraine doesn't make the United States weaker at
Well,
all.
I'll prove to you how it does. The Ukraine is a huge trading partner for both Europe and the United States. They're referred to as the breadbasket of Europe. They have a lot of natural resources that are important to Ukraine and, of course, the entire world. So, and we're big allies with Ukraine. They're one of the major democracies in Eastern Europe. So if we lose an ally in Eastern Europe, we lose a major trading partner, and Russia gains that land, gains access to all of those natural resources, all of those ports, all of those trading routes, Russia becomes stronger. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if we lose an ally, we become weaker, obviously. And if Russia gains that land, they become stronger. So that not happening, Russia not taking Ukraine, is good for the United States. If Russia takes Ukraine, that's bad for the United States.
I don't know. The United States definitely can fix, go over there and fix it a lot faster than what it has been. We've just been sending
Really?
a bunch of taxpayer money over. Yes.
Do you really think that the United States right now, that is people like Anthony Blinken as Secretary of State, somebody who's worked in national defense his entire career, people like Jake Sullivan as advisor to the president, a Yale graduate who's worked in national security his entire career, somebody who's been referred to as an encyclopedia, a human encyclopedia by even conservatives. You think these people are just sitting on their asses all day and not trying to make peace? You think that that's what they're doing? No, they've been working tirelessly for the past, 2 years now since the invasion took place, almost 3, to either support Ukraine against Russia's invasion or try to talk Russia out of Ukraine. We did that before they invaded. They didn't listen. We're trying to do that right now. They're not listening.
Yeah, and all we're doing is adding fuel on the fire. That's all the United States is doing. We're giving
it's
them
not. Hold on. If Russia escalates, the United States should respond. And here's a problem with people that vote for Donald Trump, and I experience this generally.
No, we're just playing the global.
Hold on.
And playing the
If Russia escalates and they take a major move and the United States doesn't respond, then everybody will call Joe Biden weak. Oh, he's getting rolled over. But then if Russia escalates and Joe Biden responds in a forceful way, then, we're leading into World War III. Joe Biden just can't win in your guys' view. So he does something that tries to strike back. Oh, it's bad. If he doesn't, then it's bad. It's a damned if I do, damned if I don't with, Joe Biden and MAGA voters, man. You're off the live, by the way. There you go.
Yeah, I know. I got a text, but I don't know. I don't feel as if we should be sending as much money over there as we are. I feel like there are things that need to be taken care of that are more important than
We
fixing.
can walk and chew gum at the same time. We're also not sending money over there. We're sending weapons. We're sending weapons.
Yes, we're sending, but we also sent $40 billion to help repair their economy.
I don't know where you're getting the $40 billion number from, but also, it is important that Ukraine's economy exists. They cannot continue to fund their war effort if their economy isn't moving. So the United States has sent a bunch of weapons. The overwhelming majority of what we sent is weapons, but we've also sent humanitarian
Yes,
support.
I will
We've also
agree with
sent
that.
economic
We also
support.
have sent money.
Right.
Yes.
We're also sending economic support, absolutely, and those are good things to do.
And that money could be spent on ours, but we also fund 60% of NATO. Why can't anyone else in NATO?
Why don't you look at the
strongest.
the $900 billion a year we spend on the military instead of just hyperfixating on 1/32 of the overall military spending under the Biden-Harris administration? Seriously, it's 1/32 of military spending.
But still, that's money that we could be sending. Protecting
A few percent of the military budget. Why don't you look at the
protecting our country and
95%,
keeping our
90 or
military
97%?
strong is a necessity. Protecting our country and keeping our military strong is a
Look at the
necessity.
97%
Us
of
sending
spending.
$40 billion to Ukraine is not a necessity.
You can, yes, it absolutely is.
You
It
think all
absolutely is.
900 billion of the Department of Defense is specifically necessary?
No. But I do
So
think
then why don't you
I'd
reference
rather
the
money be
overall
spent on
funding?
our
Why don't you
military.
reference 31 out of 32 instead of 1 out of 32? Please make it make sense.
I am making it make sense. You're just not listening. You keep
not.
talking over me. Well, will you let me talk? Spending money on our national security and our military is a good thing. I would rather it be going to that than helping Ukraine out in a sense whenever our economy is doing worse than it was 4 years ago. I understand that
It's doing way better than it was 4 years ago. What are you talking about?
during the peak of COVID.
Yeah, the economy right now is significantly better than it was during the peak of COVID. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Also, even when Trump was in office in 2019, it was still better now than it was then. So, can you tell me like one macro indicator that was better in 2019 than what is now?
What do you mean macro indicator?
I mean, like unemployment. I mean, like inflation. I mean, like anything.
Just overall
Like GDP growth.
Just overall prices. I know you're going to be like, well, that was because
So
of
obviously, there's cumulative inflation, but there was also lower prices under Obama comparative to Trump. Does that mean that Obama's economy was better than Trump's?
I'm not viable to speak on that. I don't know about how much.
Okay, so just because prices are higher, that happens. Prices go up with every administration. There's a target rate of inflation, which means prices go up every year if it works the way we want it to work.
Yeah, why are we advocating for prices to go up though? Why would we want them to be going down?
Because you don't want them to go down because that will cause a recession. You want them to go up at around 2% because it stimulates the economy.
But then basically our dollar is going to be worth nothing if it keeps going up 2%.
No,
Our dollar isn't even backed up by anything.
Wait, that's what economists say, Sean. Economists say 2% is a target rate because it stimulates growth. It's good to stimulate growth. The level of growth that we see from that is more than the amount of money you lose in terms of valuation.
So you're saying if it grows 2% for over 100 years, our dollar is 200% less strong. Less as strong as it was 200 years prior. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's not the exact math, but like sure, like of course the valuation of the currency goes down, but that's still good because it yields overall greater levels of growth. So so for example, how we take this into account is called real GDP. So it's GDP increase accounting for inflation. Yeah, and real GDP has gone up every year.
I don't know. I still don't feel as if our dollar should be losing value every year. I know you're going to say it's not losing value because prices are staying the same, but
no, that's not what I said at all. What I said specifically is that you have a higher wage growth than the level of inflation. You have higher GDP score or GDP growth than there is inflation. So overall conditions or quality of life becomes better.
Wait, if that was the case, then our cost of living would be going down every year. That's not the case, though.
No, that's not how it works, dude. Dude, you're not understanding. You want some level of inflation. People who have houses want property values to go up, right? That incentivizes people to buy houses, which then creates a greater supply of houses, where then you have more choices, more competition. Does it make sense? Right? So like it stimulates the economy. I have an economics degree, I'm just letting you know. Right? It stimulates the economy. It's good for our economy. That's why the top PhD economists within the Federal Reserve indicate that 2% is the target rate. 2 to 3%, actually.
Well, still, whether, I don't know, I don't feel as if our American dollar losing value every year and then also the cost of living going up every year.
But you're not a PhD economist.
No,
so I don't give a fuck, and I don't think anyone else should give a fuck because it is the case that we're going to look at what people are saying.
No, you should give a fuck. I'm an American voter.
Shawnee, I understand that, but the reason why I don't care is because I'm going to look at like professionals. For example, I wouldn't look at some random person on TikTok for medical advice. I'd go to my doctor.
Yes.
Right? I'm not going to take Shawnee's word on what I should do for medical advice. I'm going to go to a doctor. The same way, I'm not going to take Shawnee's advice on what we should do in terms of the target inflation rate. I'm going to look at PhD economists from the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, I understand that, but our cost of living going up every year with the 2% inflation isn't helping anything at all. The 2% inflation isn't helping anything or boosting anything at all.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's what PhD economists indicate.
So are you saying more people are buying houses now than they were in previous years, more than ever?
Yeah, we're spending way more money in the U.S. economy right now, than ever.
But it costs way more to buy that house.
But even then, people are just spending more money. They're spending more money on travel. They're spending more money on going out to restaurants. They're spending more money on.
And that's even with interest rates at the level they are.
Correct.
But still, if inflation and if these things keep going up, people are not going to be able to buy houses even worse than what it is now. 20 years ago, you could work.
Why the fuck did you vote for Donald Trump? If you're like, inflation is so bad and prices going up is so bad, why in any universe would you vote for Donald Trump, who's quite literally his central campaign promise was making things more expensive?
Okay, it's funny you say that. I don't think that's the case at all. It's leverage. We're the strongest country in the world. Why aren't we using
Leverage.
Yes,
Leverage.
yes, against tariffs.
Leverage for what
For
exactly?
60% of Canada's exports, if they lose the American buyer, they're cooked. So they're gonna.
No, I totally agree. But
What's
also,
gonna
like,
be
having
cheaper?
Canada as an ally, is really important. So
Yeah,
us
yeah,
pushing
I
them
understand.
away and making threats to them on social media, no less, is insane.
I don't necessarily.
We also
I don't think
import
that's-
oil from Canada. A bunch of oil. The majority of our oil that we import comes from Canada.
Yes, and if we're not buying their timber from them, if Trump says he's going to implement this 25% tax, or not tax but tariff, what's going to be because of
Shawnee, one thing I actually will say is that, yeah, it's not the most we've ever bought in terms of houses. There was actually more million units sold in like 2005, for example.
Okay, thank you.
But 2021 had a very high level of housing bought. And the reason why it decreased is because of interest rates going up.
Touchdown Baker Mayfield.
And it's very similar to what we saw under Trump's administration. Like 2024, let me pull it up. 2024, we have it at what, 4.62. Under Trump's administration, it was just higher than that. So it's like
It's going down, but still buying a house, like the value of your American dollar is going down. No matter
2025 is supposed to be 5.35, which is the same as what it was under Trump. 5.34 under 2018.
I know, but that's not necessarily the point I'm making. The point I'm making is our American dollar is going down in value.
Yes, wait, again, well, you're not
Our
understanding.
American value is how strong our American dollar is going down every year. It is harder to buy a house now than it was 40 years ago.
Okay, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. Right, but what's your point with that? That was true under Trump's administration.
My point with that is, why wouldn't I vote for Trump if he's going to do these things that are going to
What
stimulate?
was his housing affordability plan?
I can't state that.
He doesn't have one.
Well, but
So
Kamala
the
had
only
one.
one that had $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers.
Yeah, and all that's going to do is raise every house price by 20.
Only for new houses. It would create a higher supply of already built houses, which would decrease the price of already built houses.
Still, if you add however much money, if you give some, it's like a Walmart does before they put something on rollback. They make it more expensive or something along
Here,
those lines.
listen. If there's a tax credit for new homes, the purchase of new homes, by the way, that would cause the price of new homes to go up, right? I'm not disputing that. It would be less than what the tax credit is, but it would still cause the price to go up. That's actually purposeful. That's to cause a greater level of an incentive to produce houses in places where people want to live, okay? But what that would do in secondary is it would create more houses that were already built. And if there are more houses that are already built and there isn't more demand on the houses that are already built, right, there would be a lower price.
I don't necessarily think we need new houses built. We need to just fix
That's
fix
an
all the.
insane thing to say. That's such.
I think no, look at how many abandoned houses there are in the United States. If we could just renovate some of those and then do a 25.
Give the galaxy
Yeah,
appreciation.
the reason why they haven't been renovated is because it's more costly to do that, or people are willing to
renovate
give
a house than to build a new one.
Yes, there are plenty of places. That's why there are plenty of places where it's more costly to renovate than it is to build.
It depends.
Right, I'm not disputing. So, like, there are plenty of things. One, it's that. Two, it is the case that people who have those places, right, we would have to buy those out eminent domain in order to have some type of jurisdiction over it.
I mean, the United States has enough money to do that. I don't understand why we haven't.
Oh, if we have enough money to do that, why don't we have enough money for healthcare, for childcare, for education?
That I agree with. I think that universal healthcare wouldn't be a bad thing, but I don't think.
Then that's not Republican policy. That's Democratic policy.
Why'd you say? Yeah, I'm like I said earlier. I'm independent.
Okay. So, but like that's Democratic policy. That's what Democrats were advocating for. So, what policy are you referencing specifically on the Republicans that you like? It doesn't sound like you really mentioned any.
Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Anything with 66 cents. They only added $10 billion to the annual GDP for $190 billion of debt-related spending annually.
And I also like what
Less
Trump
than
did
$2 billion of federal revenue. Did you hear me? Shawnee, did you hear me? Okay.
Repeat what you said.
Yeah, so the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act added $10 billion to the annual GDP, less than $2 billion to federal revenues for $190 billion of debt-related spending annually.
You're not saying that's a good thing. That was more money in the American person's pocket.
So, what you're not understanding is that we could have given more money to working class people through other mechanisms that would have been more cost effective. Instead of spending $190 billion for only $10 billion back in GDP, we should have specifically just given most of those tax cuts to the middle class.
Yeah,
like, why did the wealthy need a tax cut?
But then if you do that, not necessarily though, because when businesses get tax cuts, and I know Parker's about to say trickle down economics, it boosts the economy. People start hiring more. Apple's done it, Amazon's done it.
That's not what we saw, Sean. I just gave. I can send you a paper from a liberal and conservative economist from Harvard, the macroeconomic effect of the 2017 tax reform, right? And it indicates there's only $10 billion in GDP growth for $190 billion of annual spending. That's debt related. Less than $2 billion in federal revenue.
Yo, Hope, thanks for the $1. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Katie, thanks for the $1, and Jill, thanks for the 99 cents. Parker's live got banned earlier. That's why he went off.
Yeah, I was waiting to get on live with him earlier, but Amazon's done it, Apple's done it, and also another thing that I agree with Trump
Sonny,
on.
can you repeat to me what I just said?
You said you can show me statistics from both Republican and Democrats.
Wow, I'm not having a conversation with you. You didn't hear a single thing I said, really. So I'll tell you one more time. I'll tell you, Sean, I'll tell you literally one more time, okay?
Okay, yeah, tell me literally one more time.
Okay, so for $190 billion of debt-related spending,
We got 10 billion
right?
back. Yes, I heard
We
you.
got $10 billion back in GDP, $2 billion back in federal revenues. Is that a good, effective policy?
I would say yes because it put more money in the American person's pocket, and I would say yes because it got more jobs and more people hired on to places because
Only $10 billion
That's
for $190 billion of debt-related spending. Do you realize if here, would you spend $190 for $10 in profit? Or not
If
profit,
it-
$10 in revenue.
if it were to benefit people that I'm supposed to be supporting, yes.
What? Think about it. You could benefit more if you spent the $190 billion directly than if you specifically gave it to rich people that then just did literally stock buybacks.
Yeah, some of them did stock buybacks, but
Most
that's
of
still,
them did.
That's still, jobs being added in the United States that wouldn't have been added before.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What does it add?
Apple hired more people after that.
No,
because
buying stock means that they didn't spend that money on hiring people.
Yes, some companies do buybacks. I'm not denying that.
Most of them did.
I'm not going to deny that. But there are multiple companies that did hire new people, and those are jobs that were created.
I'm not disputing that. That's within the $10 billion of GDP growth annually. But it's way smaller comparative to the economic cost.
Where do you think we should have put the 190 billion then?
Yeah, so I think that we specifically should have put the 190 billion either directly into the middle class or into things like healthcare, education, childcare, anything like that. Maybe a child tax credit that, when implemented in 2021, reduced childhood poverty by 40 to 50%.
That reduced childhood poverty by 40 to 50%.
Yeah, through the American Rescue Plan, the child tax credit was increased to $3,600 through them being 5 years old, $3,000 through them being 18, and it reduced childhood poverty by 40 to 50% when implemented.
But yeah, that would have been a good place to put the money. But I don't know. I still agree with lowering corporate tax cuts to a certain extent because it does incentivize them to hire more people.
That didn't happen very much.
It did happen though.
So no, what you're not understanding is that there's not much of an incentive for a business owner specifically to do that, and the reason is because they're going to do whatever the largest profit maximizing condition is, right? And giving money to their workers is not the largest profit maximizing condition for them, right? They're going to do other things that will make them more money.
Under certain circumstances, yes. But if you have, companies that actually want to make more profit, they will buy more, not buy more, but they will open up new factories and hire more people. That's what Toyota did after Trump.
To a specific point.
Yeah, but Trump did this to Toyota in 2017. They were saying they were going to open up a plant in Mexico, and Trump said if they did
this
that,
guy's still here. Okay.
any import they would have a 25% tariff on that. So they backed out of doing that in Mexico, opening up more businesses in open up more factories in the United States, and promised to put $25 billion in our economy, which they did from 2017 to 2021.
Which also increases cost of production and makes goods more expensive for American consumers and decreases the size of the U.S. economy.
So cutting taxes decreases the size of the U.S. economy? How?
No, he was advocating for tariffs. That's a tax increase.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
How
but
did
the
tariffs
tariff didn't go
decrease
through.
the
It
size
was
of the U.S.
levied.
economy, Parker?
Because it decreases the level level of people that can engage in a particular trade where goods of low value usage go to high value usage.
Okay, so it stops the middlemen, or what? Is that what you're saying? That's kind of what it sounds like to me.
No, what I'm saying is specifically that it increases prices and it decreases the size of the U.S. economy because it decreases efficiency of trade.
The tariff
Okay, so it
Because there's
decreases
comparative
the efficiency
willpower, 'cause
of
there's-
trade.
Yes, because there's comparative advantage of countries around the world that trade with us.
Oh, okay. So there's a comparative advantage to trading with China, who pollutes
Yes.
more than any other country, and uses
Also
child
slave
child
labor.
Oh, okay, wait. So why don't you just specifically put tariffs in place in which there are companies?
We are. We're
that-
specifically
listen,
punishing
Will,
China.
You're not
with
letting
a
me finish.
60%
You're not letting me finish.
Will,
You're not letting
Will,
me
can you
finish.
shut the fuck up, please? Thank you. Can you
Well,
shut the
I'm
fuck
like
up?
actually trying to explain this to you. So then why don't you only place it on companies within the context of China that specifically have bad conditions? Because if you only do it on all of China, you're not actually causing better conditions to
Most of
exist
them
for the
do.
workers in China.
There's no regulations over there in China.
I'm waiting for a
Right,
response from
so-
Will.
Right. So the Chinese don't really comply with the WTO like at all. They don't really care.
Yeah,
so
that wasn't a
why
response
should
to what I
we?
just said. Or I'm asking, why wouldn't you put tariffs in the context in which there is a Chinese business in which has bad conditions for their workers, and then in the context where there's a Chinese business without that, right? Then you don't put the tariff on them.
How are we supposed to?
Okay, sure. I mean, I'd love to hear that from Democrats. I think that's the first time I've ever heard a Democrat say anything
Wait,
like
no,
that.
that's if you're arguing from your perspective. Why aren't you the ones arguing for that? If it's
Oh, why
specifically
does
about
it
the fact that they have
matter?
that
Hey, why
because
should
you
we-
were
why
saying-
should we
you were
go
saying
out
the
of our
tariffs are about
way?
the labor standards?
So why should we go out of our way to investigate Chinese companies in another country and waste our resources on that?
Oh, because
when
you were advocating for it.
Well, yeah, exactly. When we can just put a 60% tariff on them and gobble up all that revenue we would have gotten, or
And that
we would have
money-
lost out on if we would have otherwise.
Because that hurts American business more. It decreases
That
the
helps
size of the U.S.
American
economy more, right? It literally hurts American consumers, right? And producers and importers, specifically that rely on materials, goods, lumber, and plenty of things specifically that are going to negatively impact the middle class of this country.
Okay, so
and make
lumber
goods more
doesn't come from
expensive.
China, Parker. That's your first
He's talking
problem.
about Canada.
I'm talking about Canada.
Yeah,
You
I know.
understand that
And what was the tariff percentage for Canada? Do you
25%.
25%. Was that 60?
You understand 25% is also really bad.
Yeah, but it'll be cheaper for them to do that than it would be for them to lose the American buyer. It'll be cheaper for them to fix the border than it would be for them to lose the 60%.
I mean, just what specifically do you want Canada to do?
Become the 51st state? I don't know.
You're a fucking idiot. You have no idea what you're talking about. What do you want Canada to do?
It would cost less for Canada to help fix the border problem. Obviously,
Wait. What border problem is taking place on the northern border?
people are leaving Canada because there is a stronger economy in the United States. One of their prime ministers said that themselves.
What do you?
Wait,
that's
no,
absolutely not
that's
true.
not one of the prime
Yeah,
ministers.
there's
you
a
mean one
prime
of the
minister, by the way.
candidates, right? You mean PP, right?
Yes.
Look, and I've looked at the statistics for northern border crossings. It's
But
not.
still, it would be
it's not
cheaper
that
for them to
crazy.
fix
I'm
the
not gonna
border.
lie.
Yeah, exactly. So
Will's right.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want Canada to do?
America
exactly?
should
What
be able to
changes
swing
have to be made?
its PP around. That's what I think.
Stronger
I mean, I
border,
don't know why
a
we're not
stronger
doing
border,
that.
more agents. It would be cheaper for them to put more agents on the border than it would be for them to lose 60%.
Oh, so you agree with the
That's just
bipartisan
fact.
border
That's
bill?
just fact.
So then
So-
you agree with the bipartisan border bill?
That you voted.
Yeah, the
guy you
bipartisan
voted
border
for,
bill
correct.
also legalizes illegal immigration. So nice try.
How does it
No, it
legalize
doesn't. Where in
illegal
the
immigration?
policy?
Yeah, so it sets a maximum of 5,000 people to come across.
What's the
border.
cap right now? What's the cap right now?
Yeah,
for
there's no
encounters, by
cap
the way?
right now. That doesn't
Right,
matter.
exactly. So wouldn't you be in
Okay,
favor of
so
establishing
why would
cap or
we
no?
allow a minimum of 5,000?
It's not.
Why-
numbnuts.
wait,
It's
why
not-
would you
it's
have
not
no
allowing-
limit?
Why would
hold
we
on, hold on.
legislate?
Hey,
why
Will,
would we
why would you have
allowing
no
to
limit?
law?
My man, it's not allowing 5,000 people in per day. It's 5,000 encounters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
somebody just
5,000
being
encounters per
encountered.
day. Right. So encounters are
Yeah, so,
duplicable.
so do you understand that
Okay,
if somebody's
got it.
encountered, it doesn't mean that they're coming into the country. They're just quite literally encountered at the border.
Right, so counters
Okay,
are
so
duplicable,
so
yet
it doesn't
we're basing a
legalize
standard
illegal
off of
immigration.
counter-
I'm glad we got
encounters.
through
Nice.
that. It does not legalize illegal immigration. I'm glad we got
And
through
also, by the way, that's a contradiction. It would just be legal immigration then.
that. Yeah, right.
It would be legal immigration because Democrats legalized it. Yes.
Okay, well,
they
wait,
give
wait, wait,
asylum to people that didn't really deserve
please
it.
explain to me. Please explain to me how having a cap on encounters legalizes illegal immigration.
Yeah, having a cap, it means there's a minimum, right?
No, that means
So
that's
we can
maximum.
only enforce if there's 5,000
No,
people coming
that's a
across,
maximum,
right?
genius.
That's a
What is a cap, you fucking idiot?
A cap is the maximum. Yes.
Yes,
That also
not a
applies to
minimum.
Yes,
no?
yes.
So
Okay.
is the minimum 0? What's the minimum?
So no, the maximum. So in terms of the maximum, right? Are you saying that
So,
there?
yeah,
should,
I'm asking
listen,
about the
Will,
minimum, not
Are you
the
saying? Are you
maximum,
saying there shouldn't be
Parker.
any maximum?
Wait, no,
I'm saying
think
that there
Will was
should be a
mentioning-
maximum,
Okay.
rather
okay.
that there should also be a minimum of 0.
Obviously, there's a minimum of 0. That's like
There's no minimum. There's no minimum at all. We can only enforce at 5,000. Why would you want that?
Listen.
Wait, are you saying a minimum of 5,000?
Wait,
5,000 average over
This
the
guy
last
doesn't even
7
know what he's
days.
saying.
I've read
This guy
the
doesn't even know what he's
bipartisan
saying.
border bill.
Will,
you
just be
didn't.
quiet.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
A minimum would just mean that there's
No, I said
no.
a maximum of 5,000.
This guy just
over
doesn't
the
know how
last
numbers
7
work.
days.
No, he
on
isn't.
average.
Will,
That's what it says in the bipartisan
This is
border bill.
literally
You can
MAGA
pick me,
math.
or you can look it up.
No,
This is
seriously,
MAGA
if
math, everybody.
Seriously, if there's a minimum, 0 is always going to be the minimum in any policy. Does that make sense?
Okay, so 0
Because
is
that's how
going to be the
numbers
minimum
work.
for border crossings.
That's
Is that-
literally
is that
how
your
numbers
understanding?
work, Will.
Encounters.
You can't have negative.
Yeah, of course you can't have fucking. Well, that is.
So obviously the
supporting
minimum
people,
would be
that's what's
0.
negative.
I don't
What?
even know at this point.
Will, yeah, I don't even know what you're saying.
I'm
dude.
saying that the
Actually-
bipartisan border bill, it legislates and puts into law a minimum or a maximum rather. I'll be more explicit and say a maximum.
Why
of
wouldn't you want
5,000? Hold on, Sean. A maximum of 5,000 people per day for the past 7 days.
Wait,
over that
5,000
7-day
days.
period.
5,000 people for what?
That's the number set by the
Yeah,
bipartisan border bill. 5,000.
5,000 people for what? What,
Okay,
what,
let's
what
just
does the
ask
5,000 people
5,000
represent?
people. 5,000 encounters.
Okay. Also, would you prefer
Encounters.
a
So-
maximum or no maximum?
Of course, I would prefer a maximum, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the bipartisan border bill is perfect, and I should be.
We never said it was
supported.
perfect. What
I
you're
think
he's
saying
being-
though
I
is
think
that
he's
listen,
being mixed up.
Sean, listen. What you're saying though is that then you would prefer the bipartisan border bill being in place versus it not being in place.
I mean,
According to that
I
provision.
don't support the bipartisan border bill being in place because it sets 5,000 as the maximum.
So you
and
want more
therefore
in a day.
Oh my God! But you prefer a
authorizes-
maximum rather
Hold
than
on,
no
Parker.
maximum.
Parker, let me fully finish my thought.
Okay.
It sets a maximum,
What the?
right, of encounters that limits the executive branch's authority to enforce the law. That's
There's
what's
no
wrong with
executive
it.
branch authority right now.
The executive branch should have
Here's
authority
why.
over the borders. No,
Okay, so
Wait,
you're
wait, wait, there's
arguing.
no-
So you're arguing the cap should be better. Like you want you want like a cap that restricts more people. Sure, you can say that, but you should be happy with a cap rather than no cap. Okay, so obviously, like think about it.
sure,
this way.
I'm happy with a cap, but
Yeah, so what you can do is you can pass the bipartisan border bill, and then through future legislation, you can do an even more restrictive.
Parker,
cap.
what you're doing right now is a composition sublimation fallacy. You're saying that
Tell me
because
this.
one part of the bipartisan border bill is good, that means I should support the whole thing.
No, what
And I
I'm saying is
don't-
according to what I'm saying, that's not what I'm doing, by the way.
I'm
What I'm
lost.
saying specifically is that according to the particular provision that you brought up, you should prefer it being in place versus it not being in place. If you have another reason specifically why you disagree with the border bill, you can tell me, but it's not predicated off of the provision you just told me, because the provision you just told me is more preferable than the provision not being in place.
Okay, so does the bipartisan border bill extend or expand asylum in any way? How does it define asylum?
Wait, no, I'm asking
actually
what you
makes it
disagree with. Why are you asking me questions of how it's defined? Why don't you just answer what you disagree with?
Well, that's what I disagree with.
Then tell me
Okay,
what
what
specifically, what
specifically? What
aspect of the
specifically?
definition do you disagree with?
Yeah, it changes the threat level to accept asylum from a credible threat to from an imminent threat to a credible threat. Therefore, and also empowers the border patrol to
That
grant
reduces the
asylum.
likelihood that people can grant asylum. You understand that, right? That literally makes it a harder process to actually.
Oh,
get
and by
into
the
asylum
way, the
process.
bipartisan border bill legally funds.
Wait, why are you just ignoring what I just
representation
said?
for these
Why are you just
people.
ignoring what I said? You understand what you just brought up in terms of asylum makes it harder to claim asylum in the United States. But you just
Yeah,
didn't
but you
actually
also get
understand
free
what it said.
representation paid for by the American taxpayer. Nice.
They already have
Wait,
that. That's
what
in our
would,
constitution.
yeah, that's already allowed. Like you understand that through a
I'm
legal
sorry.
process. Hey, Will.
Since when did
through a legal
non-citizens gain
process?
rights? I'm
Wait,
curious
wait,
which
okay,
rights they
Wait,
gain.
they're through a legal process. If you're going
Yes.
through a legal process of immigration, you get access to a particular individual through the context of attorney. That's just how our legal process works. If you have an issue with that,
Yeah,
take it
so
up with the legal process.
you have Sixth Amendment rights. Yeah, I agree. And I think everybody should have Sixth Amendment rights. Should illegal immigrants have the right to bear arms?
No,
So they're
it's-
not illegal. They're going through a legal asylum
Oh,
process.
I'm sorry. Should
Right.
asylees, my bad. Asylees have the right to keep and bear arms.
Yes.
You think asylees should have the right
Yes.
to keep and bear arms without an
Yes.
ID? Nice.
Wait.
nice, nice,
So why don't we
nice.
give them IDs?
Good job, Parker.
Will, why don't we have an issue with
In a
giving
lot of
them
these
IDs?
states, and Republicans oppose a lot of these policies in states like California to get asylees IDs. So which way do you want it? Do you want asylees to have access to IDs so they can access more constitutional rights, or do you not?
Well, I'm curious. That's what I'm asking you essentially with this question. Do you think
Yes,
that
we
people
want
that
them
buy
to, we want
PPUs
them
should
to
be
have
ID'd?
IDs. We want them to
Yes.
have IDs, and we also want them to be able to have constitutional rights.
Because they're
Okay,
here
so you
legally.
want them to have IDs and constitutional rights.
Yes.
Maybe they should apply for citizenship.
That's what they're doing through the asylum. Do you know what the asylum process is?
Asylum is temporary. Citizenship is permanent.
Yeah, so you understand that through the context of the asylum process, they're trying to get permanent residence?
Not necessarily, especially
I'm
if
thinking
they're
of the dollar.
not going to a safe third country and going to our country instead.
No, that's not how our current asylum process works.
Yeah,
Nowhere in
that's
our asylum
unfortunate
code
because
does
in a
it
month
advocate for
that's
that.
going to change.
Okay, well then how is he going to change the
Whether you
asylum
like
code?
it or not, Parker, it's going to change in a month. And I'm sorry to be the one on the other side of the argument for once and say that Daddy Trump is going to change
Yeah,
the
Yeah, of course
asylum
you call him
Weirdo.
Daddy Trump, you fucking
You're a
weirdo.
And-
weirdo. You're a
the
weirdo.
enforcement of those laws such that these people that are defrauding our asylum systems won't be here anymore. And that's a
Wait,
fucking
again,
good thing. And you
literally
should argue
arguing
bipartisan
that.
against
I
a
don't know
bill
why
that
you
would have
don't.
made it harder for people to seek asylum. That's what you're doing right here.
Oh,
So you're
I
like,
feel
yeah,
so
wanna make it
bad
harder
for the
seek
people
asylum.
that are
Let's block
trying
the
to
bill
take
that makes it harder
advantage
to
of our
seek asylum.
country. I want to let them in. Oh, no.
No, Will, what you're not understanding
what
is
the
that
bill
you can do more restrictive processes as it relates to immigration after you do the bipartisan border bill. If you have Congress with once Trump's in office.
Why do you need the bipartisan border bill so bad?
Oh
That's
no! What we were
weird.
saying is that like you could have had legislation as it relates to the border done a year and a half ago if you actually cared about the border, but you don't.
Yeah, sure. Well, look, I'm not
couldn't even
Congress.
tell
I'm
me
not
the
in
provision you
Congress,
disagree with.
Parker. I'm not in Congress. I can write to them. I can talk to them. But I'm
Okay,
not
but-
personally a representative
Okay,
for
should
anybody at
Trump
all.
have
I'm
allowed
just
it
some
to
fucking
pass?
guy just like you.
Should Trump have allowed it to pass?
Should Trump have allowed what to pass? Trump
The bipartisan border
hasn't been
bill.
the president in the past 4 years unless
The bipartisan
Oh my
border
God,
bill.
he-
views
he
on
was the-
J6 have changed.
Oh my God! According to Lindsey Graham, according to Mitch McConnell, according to Ted Cruz,
Mike
according
Johnson.
to James Langford, all of them indicated that Donald Trump called people in Congress to undermine the bill, and that the bill would have passed if Donald Trump did not do that.
And of course, I have written to them. I've written to Senator Langford himself, and I got the business card of the chairman of the Republican committee in
So I'm
Oklahoma.
asking, do you think it should have been
Just
passed?
so that I could talk to him about the bipartisan border bill. So no, I'm not just some fucking guy that doesn't know shit about fuck. I know about this bill, and it's shit. Why do you guys keep pushing it?
Really? Because
even though it
everything you just
failed?
brought up was dumb, and I critiqued it all.
Yeah, you didn't know that the 5,000 cap was for encounters. You thought that was people coming into the country.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
don't fucking
okay,
lecture
so-
us
And you
like you
thought
know
the
anything
asylum
about this
process-
goddamn
Yeah,
bill.
Harry,
Take
are
your corny ass
encounters
AI
people
picture
coming
and get the
into
hell out.
country or what?
Jesus
What are
Christ.
encounters?
Well, I'm sorry. You literally think you thought that the asylum process they had, particularly within the bill, made it easier to go through the asylum process. After Harry just explained to you literally 3 minutes ago
get
that it
a
makes it harder.
taxpayer-funded lawyer to seek asylum. Yes.
That's not what makes it easier. What makes it harder specifically is that changes what you have to demonstrate in terms of the threat. To be
No,
able
it makes
to
it
actually
easier
have
because it
granted.
becomes a threat.
No, it's
a
harder.
credible. Sorry, a credible
No, it's
threat
probable
instead of
cause.
an
If you actually
imminent
read the
threat.
bill,
It's
probable
credible
cause.
instead of imminent. And so, Parker, I just want to make sure that I make this legal difference.
That makes it harder, by the way.
Differentiation to you. That credible would therefore mean probably beyond a reason. Or sorry, not what was it? It was credible to reasonable or imminent to credible. Either way, you're stepping down in terms of
You want to
of
describe
truth
the difference?
verification, empirical
Describe the difference
verification.
between the two.
Yeah, so credible to imminent would be you would have to demonstrate to whoever is the authority that grants you asylum that you indeed do have a credible imminent and credible threat on your life.
You see how
and
he's not even
therefore
able to
you
explain
must-
it. One, you're not able to explain it. Two,
I'm
credible threat
literally
is the current
explaining
law.
it to you right
I just
now.
want to let you know that credible threat is the current law, and that the particular asylum process
Yeah.
changed
Threat
it
is the
from
standard
credible
right
threat.
Okay, so it's a credible threat to
Yeah,
from a
this is why you know
credible
nothing
threat
about
to-
the bill. You didn't know that the bill changed
Well,
it from
look, I
credible
got
threat to
confused
something
about
else.
two specific things on the bill. That doesn't mean I don't know shit
Okay,
about
okay.
fuck. Clearly,
But
you know
can't-
less about the bill than I do.
You got confused on two major things about the bill. It's not like you mixed up some words here and there. You didn't know that
I
5,000
literally
cap
did
was for
just mix up some
encounters, for
words
people
here
just
and
being
there.
recognized at the
What I
border,
was
and you
trying
don't
to
even know what the
communicate
standard
is
of
that
proof
the
is right
bill-
now for people seeking asylum at the border. Please do not act as if you know anything about this
The
bill.
standard of proof
Please
goes
do not
from
do that.
it goes
Oh my
from
fucking
preponderance
God.
of evidence. The standard of proof goes from beyond a reasonable doubt or close to beyond a reasonable doubt to preponderance of evidence.
Well, you know what? Now we
As
actually,
per
I don't know if Law of the
bipartisan
Wild
border
is,
bill.
can you just be quiet? I don't need to hear you speak anymore. Now we actually have
Okay.
Law of the Wild here, who is a lawyer. I wanted to bring him up because he knows a lot about this. And he's
Yeah, sure. I'd
Are
love
you
to
here,
talk
Law?
to you, Law of the Wild. I'm actually really intrigued by your position on this.
Yeah, so the credible fear standard doesn't change. There's a section of the bill that strikes the significant possibility and replaces it with reasonable possibility. But what it actually does is it gives the asylum officers more authority
So
to
neither
determine.
Parker nor I were correct. I just want to make sure.
Will, can
that
you
we're
just shut
clear
the
on
fuck
that.
up, please? Thank you so much. Go ahead.
It
Will.
gives the asylum officers more authority to determine whether they actually meet the exceptions under 208B2 to disqualify them. So the Langford bill actually gave the USCIS officers conducting the interviews
Okay, so it
more
empowers
authority
the
to deny
CIS officers, yes?
it gives them more authority than they currently have right now to deny
To do
an
what?
asylum claim.
To do what? To evaluate an asylum claim? Who evaluates asylum claims right now?
USCIS.
So USCIS currently evaluates asylum claims and nothing changes as a result of this bill. Is that right?
Are you being like willfully obtuse here? Because
Perhaps. I don't know. I'm trying to be I'm asking you clarifying questions that for whatever reason you
Okay.
don't answer. I don't know.
you're not even letting me finish my sentence. So
Go
right
ahead.
now, all that the USCIS officer needs to do is determine whether the person faces a credible fear of significant possibility of danger returning to their home country. Now, the bill says that it's a reasonable possibility that they face a credible threat of, it's under one of 5 different characteristics: race, gender, sexual orientation, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. But it also gives them, it expands
Like
their
we're
authority.
letting in people that really need help.
Can you shut the fuck up, please? Thank you.
It expands their authority to determine whether or not they apply for an exception, and that typically has only been done by the courts after they pass their credible threat interview. Then they get to make their exception claim. This one actually empowers the USCIS officer to deny their entry based off of the exception. So it gives them more authority
it
than
goes
they do
both
right
ways.
now.
So it both empowers them to deny or approve asylum requests. Is that right?
I don't see what he's debating at this point.
He just wants to be a contrarian.
No, what he's saying is that Border Patrol agents can now, as a result of the bipartisan border bill, grant or deny asylum, whereas now it goes through a court procedure. Is that right, Outlaw?
No, this is only an expansion of their ability to deny. Right now, they don't have the ability to evaluate whether or not they can receive an exception under 208B2. But now they have the ability, if the bill would have passed, they would have the ability to say, you know what, you don't qualify for this exception. Previously, that authority was only granted to the immigration judge that got to see their case once it was heard on the merits, 4 to 8 years later.
Okay, and look, I'm just gonna reach across the aisle and say thank you for actually fully elucidating that to me, rather than just being oppositional and kicking me from the panel, because I am genuinely interested in this information, and what it means in terms of the mechanism that is our government. And so what you're saying to me is, rather than my presupposition that this empowered Border Patrol agents to both approve and deny asylum claims, it only expands their ability to deny asylum claims. Is that right? I'm trying to be as clear as possible. I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, with a slight clarification, Border Patrol doesn't conduct the interviews. It's a U.S. Customs and Immigration Service officer. So the Border Patrol turns them over. They conduct the background checks, and then after their background checks come clear off of the information off of their I-589 form that they fill out, then they go and talk to a USCIS officer to see if they have a credible threat interview.
Okay, and that's the current system. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then if the officer determines like a denial, they can appeal that, and then that's when the system gets backed up. Is that, from my understanding, that's how it works? I could be entirely wrong, but I'd love to know from your perspective how it works, because you're actually legally trained, unlike me.
Yep. So if they are denied their credible threat interview, which about 40% of people are, they don't make it past credible threat interview. They're placed into expedited removal, so they're getting deported out of the country. If they're granted credible threat interview, then they go into the backlog system right now that, depending on where they're going to be placed in the country or where they're going to be residing, they wait 4 to 8 years, and they're here legally until that hearing happens.
And I agree with you that it is legal that they're here until that hearing happens. And the only reason that is legal, as per my understanding, is because the Supreme Court said the Biden administration could choose to not enforce the Remain in Mexico policy. Is that right?
Yes and no. I mean, Remain in Mexico, there were over 2 million asylum.
All right, thanks. That's all I needed to know.
There were over 2 million asylum applications that happened throughout the course of the Biden presidency. Only 70,000 people, the Trump presidency, and only about 70,000 people were placed in the Remain in Mexico. I would encourage you to go and look at some of the conditions that these people were living in. It made Skid Row.
You know what? I feel really bad
can you
for
be
the
quiet,
people
please?
that are applying for a better place to live.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you. Go ahead, Lo.
It made Skid Row look like a Hilton. These are people who are we've already determined that they had a credible threat of returning to their home countries. We've accepted responsibility for them, but instead of letting them reside in communities where they had familial structure or at least cultural supports from people in their same situation, we were sticking them in camps that were being overrun by cartels without food or running water. It was just a human rights disaster.
Sure. I'd love to see, is there any evidence you can point to for that?
Yeah, there's a Human Rights Watch did a report on this. Amnesty International also did another report on that. If you look up, there was about 3,000 instances of the 70,000 people who were placed in these. Human Rights Watch identified 3,000 people who were raped, kidnapped, unalive, which is a rate significantly higher per capita than happens in any city in the United States.
Right, and I agree that's horrible. And I'm fully in support of bettering conditions for people that are looking for a better life. Okay, we're the most successful country in the world. There's a reason that we're the most powerful one. Two, the most economically successful country in the world. We should probably look at the people that are coming in here to see if they're of the quality of the people that are already here. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, but I think there's a couple of things that we need to look at. One is our asylum law, 8 U.S.C. 1158, is a reflection of two treaties that we've signed on to: the Refugee Convention of 1951 and the 67 Accords, which we're signatories of.
Sure, we're signatories of many different treaties and compacts. However, please remind me what part of the government signs those treaties and makes them law.
It's Congress, and that's kind of getting to my point here, is that right now the delay is a significant draw. And my friends who are immigration attorneys, the immigration attorneys I work with, they hated the Langford bill because they like having additional time. They like letting people have all of that time. It's a benefit to them. Rollo, who's an immigration attorney on this app, he hated the Langford bill because it cut the processing time for these claims from down from 4 to 8 years down to less than 1 year. That was the target. And what that does, though, right now the weight is the draw, because if you can make the credible threat interview, and if you say the right things, you can get past that. And, some people can call it abusing the system, whatever the case may be. But that's what
I would call it, and you can disagree with me on that. And this is entirely opinion based. So, if you think that it's incumbent upon us as a country to accept these people, that's your view, and that's valid. But
yeah,
I don't.
But I want to separate this from the philosophical for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, people are going to have the philosophical about whether it's morally just for us to accept them or not. I'm just talking purely from the legal aspect. Is that if people know that they can get past the credible threat interview, then they get 4 to 8 years to be in the country, to work, to earn money. If they get married, that can support support their claim for a visa. If they have a kid, that's also a defense for removal from the country. Like all of those things, if you cut that down to 6 months to 1 year, that greatly changes the risk to reward ratio for people who are thinking about making that decision and deciding that the U.S. is going to be where they're going to make their asylum claim. Because if they have a legitimate fear in their home country, and they look at the U.S. and they say, shit, I can work there, maybe I can find an American wife, whatever, in the next 4 to 8 years, let's go do that. But if you say, I'm going to spend all of this money and make this treacherous journey, and after 6 months I might get kicked out, that changes their calculus a whole bunch. And I think it's going to, just by the nature of decreasing the bureaucratic backlog, decrease the number of people who are actually going to be seeking asylum here.
In law, and I, you know what, I do really appreciate you elucidating and fully explaining your position here, because for me, it's not about, and ironically, other than the southern border wall, it's not about building walls, but rather understanding where your side is coming from, so I can actually, hopefully address genuine concerns of people that have opinions that I believe are meaningful, regardless of whether or not you believe meaning exists.
Well, and I'm not a Democrat, for what it's worth. I just try to look objectively at the problem and in our solutions. And the simple fact is, like, Donald Trump is giving you all of these things that these phrases that aren't going to fix the problem. When he says build the wall, that does nothing to fix asylum claims. When he says shut down the border, he can't do that through executive power. He just can't do that. When he doesn't actually have any comprehensive plan to fix this asylum issue that we're having, or do the backlog. He just speaks in bumper sticker phrases that gets people excited, but the issue is far more complex than a bumper sticker.
In law, Dean Parker, Harry, Dean's not here, but I do understand where you're coming from on that, and I agree. And I think that's why J.D. Vance is an amazing VP pick. But that's besides the point. What I do want to say, ask you, law specifically, is one, what do you think of the bill HR2, and two, what agencies exactly are enforcing Border Patrol, and under what branch of the government are they?
Gina, thank you for the $1, and Michael, thanks for the $1 as well. Saying that Brock Purdy should be MVP is actual insanity. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so HR2 actually, like a huge amount of HR2 is actually incorporated in the Langford bill. It skipped out some of the things that did put us in conflict with the refugee convention that we're signatories of, like charging people a fine or a fee just to apply for asylum. It changed it had this, you had to apply for asylum at the first country, which isn't a provision, and it's actually a provision in the 67 Accords that specifically says that you don't have to, you can apply for asylum at whichever country you feel like is going to be the safest for your particular fear, whether it's race, religion, because there's no guarantee that the next country over is going to get you away from the cartels that you're running from, or the government that's after you, or whatever the case may be. So there were just problematic things with that it put us in conflict. But also, I mean, it was just a pure Republican bill that really didn't make any effort to try to garner any bipartisan support. And politics being politics, you have to do something to appeal to the other side.
And sure, and I, of course, understand that perspective as a Republican, as somebody that partakes in this two-party system. I understand that it has its flaws, and that is one of them. I would agree. However, why would one force the bipartisan border bill through prior to an election such that it would make Democrats look good and then undermine Trump's whole mission? I'm curious why Republicans would pass that.
And I think I would be I can't answer that. I would be confused as to why James Lankford from Oklahoma, one of the reddest states in the country, who was Trump endorsed, would be pushing a bill that would help Democrats. I think that he was legitimately trying to find a solution to the issue, and he worked with Kristen Sinema, who's an independent, and Chris Mercery, who, from Connecticut, who's very, very left. And I think he legitimately was trying to find a way to address what at that time was a emerging crisis and a worsening crisis.
Hello? Sorry, my headset died. Hello?
Ashley, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Okay, so my question to you there would be, why you addressed that quite well, and I would agree that it's odd that Senator Lankford would introduce such a bill. But what ended up happening for both HR2 and the bipartisan border bill, they both didn't pass at least one chamber. HR2 did pass the House, but the House is controlled by Republicans. And if you're an American and you're looking at this and you want stronger border security, you're looking at the bipartisan border bill, you're looking at Trump's propositions. Before I ask my follow-up question, I just want to ask everybody, other than Sean, because I think you're whatever you are you all Democrats?
Like, I prefer Democrats to Republicans.
Yes.
So if you consider that
In terms of ideology, do you believe in democracy over republicanism?
What the fuck?
What? That's literally the names of the parties.
I'm sorry, that was like one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. You can have a constitutional republic and a representative democracy at the same time. So Democrats aren't just like for democracy and Republicans aren't just for republics. That's not how
No,
it works.
I would agree with you on that as well. But the reasoning behind why I would agree with you is probably different. But I'll explain that right now. The Democrats are in favor of more direct democracy. Republicans are more in favor of mediated democracy. And I think most Democrats would say that direct democracy, at least for the executive branch, is the way to go. Is that wrong?
So like they're still both compatible. Like, so I mean,
I'm not saying they're
wouldn't
incompatible
categorize the
either.
distinction.
I'm not
I wouldn't
disagreeing with that.
categorize the distinction between Republicans and Democrats off of that. I think that's a very minute distinction that might exist within some circumstances between Democrats and Republicans. I don't think that's like a necessary aspect of Democrats versus Republicans. There could be Republicans that agree specifically that like there should be direct democracy when it comes to the the election for like the president. Like, they don't believe in electoral college.
And if that were the case, and we look at the results of this particular election, and you accept those results, then as a Democrat, can you really stand in the way of what Trump wants to do? You can criticize him, and I would agree with you.
What do you mean
that,
stand in the way of what he wants to do? Like, just because people specifically did agree with him doesn't mean I agree with his positions.
That's fine, and that's the beauty of democracy, as you know, that the majority can disagree with your side. And that's what happened here.
What's your point with this, though?
And the point that I'm trying to make here is that we had a democratic election, and Trump was democratically elected. And prior to this, for whatever reason, in the year of 2024,
who won the 2020 election?
Biden, obviously. Okay. For all intents and purposes, yeah, of course, we can dispute whatever happened there. But at this point, it doesn't fucking matter. So
do you dispute what happened?
No. I mean, whatever happened, and Biden was the president, and he's still the president. I don't care. So in me being mad about that, what is that going to do? Well, actually, prior to the election, maybe me being mad about that wouldn't have done anything, but now maybe I could advocate for stronger security. But that's, again, counter to your interests, and I know you would be against that. That's okay. But what I was trying to say is that Trump won a Democratic election. Biden won a Democratic election. Both got all three branches of government. We had to swallow the fucking medicine without any sugar. And I'm trying to give you some sugar to understand that, this is what's happening to you.
What are you saying? Bro is yapping. I'm sorry. You are yapping like crazy.
You be good now, all right? You have a good one, all right? I appreciate you. Have a good one now. Sorry, I wasn't. I was
Yeah,
checked the fuck out.
Bro actually was yapping like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, that guy was just talking at that point. I was, what the, dude, holy, bro. Jeez Louise. All right, Shawnee, you can stay if you want, or you can go. It's up to you, bro.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Oh, okay.
I like you guys.
Remarkable change in tone.
Yeah, he went from confident to quiet fucking real quick.
Dude, he got so, dude, oh my God. That was
Well, he
so
was
funny
just
to
like,
watch.
he was everywhere. He was literally everywhere. Like, I couldn't even follow what he was saying.
Yeah, dude. That was a
was
humbling
pivoting
of the likes we've never seen before, quite frankly. Katie, thanks for the 50 cents. I appreciate you. Roxy, thanks for the $1 saying, Will's a huge Project 2025 advocate. Seems like it. Julie, thanks for the $20 saying feel better. Julie, I appreciate you. I'm going to invest in some, like, I don't know, some NyQuil or something.
What did he mean by the sugar
Seriously,
thing?
bro.
Also? Like, what?
I don't know, bro. That guy
know,
was just
dude.
talking, dude. He just wants to hear himself speak.
Bro,
Gabby, thanks for the $1.
Chris L.
Yeah, seriously, Chris L.
Chris
man,
L for getting
all
us sick, bro. Like,
yeah, right. Gabby, thanks for the $1. Using my
That's
election
not
judging
my
money to
side.
send me this. God, you're doing good work, Gabby. And Maggie, thanks for the $10.
Will
for-
literally said in the comments section, yes, I am. You shouldn't fear Project 2025.
That's wild.
Yeah, okay. I mean, he's just, at least he's being honest about it. Merry Christmas Eve for Maggie. I appreciate you. $10. Thank you. Brianna said $1. Can we address that Will said about how people need to be vetted to make sure they are of the quality of the current U.S. citizens? Yeah, when he said that, I was like, wow, that's a yikes, man. Yikes. Jennifer, thanks for the $5. Please get plenty of rest and feel better so you can enjoy a healthy Christmas. As usual, thanks for your hard work. Jennifer, I appreciate you so much. We're trying. But, Chris had to get us. I'm joking. Elijah, thanks for the $10 as well on Cash App. I appreciate you
blame
so
Chris.
very much. Or if you're MAGA, let us know in the chat. I'll bring you up.
Also,
MAGA, let
thank
us
you,
know.
Outlaw, for explaining that earlier. I had no idea about that until you explained that.
No worries. Harry, I'll avoid talking about cactuses tonight.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I
Yo,
imagine that's
Ashley
what
with the
did it.
$50 on PayPal. Can we get some W's for Ashley in the comment section right now?
W
Thank you so
fucking
much
Ashley.
for watch. You, Dean, and Harry, every chance I get, have to ruin my sleep schedule for it. As I am European, but it's so worth it. Keep doing what you do. Let me read the rest. Sorry.
Can I lick you, Harry?
Oh,
Can you-
whoa! What the hell are you talking about?
Keep doing
big
what you
dog? Get
do
the hell
and
out of
fighting to
here.
keep to make the world a better place. Much love. Thank
Get
you so
on
much,
outta
Ashley.
here.
I really appreciate that. Let's get some W's for Ashley in the comment section. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Get on out of here, bro. You be good now. Sorry, if you're MAGA, let us know in the chat. We'll bring you up. All right, let's bring up this guy.
Oh, bro, I feel the same as you do, bro.
Hello?
Yeah, bro. Oh, yo, Lindsay, thank you for the $20, Lindsay. Again, I
Harry,
appreciate
can you
so
suck
much.
my gooch,
Whoa,
please?
whoa,
Please.
whoa,
Dude, why have
whoa.
there been so many people doing that recently?
Oh, dude, don't you got like a family to hang out with, bro? You got something else to do, man. You don't play like video games or something? You got something better with your time? Why don't you get on out of here, bro? You've been sitting in the box for like 30 minutes, dude. Why don't you go do something productive? Lindsay, thanks for the $20. Sugar helps the medicine go down. Mary Poppins. We gotta listen to her a little bit today.
While Harry gets somebody else up, we have 5.1 thousand people here. Harry isn't even at, oh, he looks like he just broke 500,000. We can get him up to 1 million. If everybody fills up the bar 2 times, you get that fun little confetti thing. Do that 2 times. Let's get Harry up to 1
Parker,
million.
I think I could beat your ass, bro. I think
Whoa. Sorry. Look at this, dude. Is that your
Justice,
profile?
why are you so
Wait, hold
mad,
on. Is
bro?
that hold on. Is that your profile picture? Is that you in the profile picture? Justice?
Yeah. Wait, you're talking about me?
No, not you. I'm
No,
talking to the guy in the pink polo. Come on, bro. You can't be
Justice,
breaking out the
unmute.
pink polo, bro. It's not frat season. Come on. Unmute yourself. Is that you in the profile
Justice,
picture?
Unmute yourself. What do you
yeah,
mean?
that's me. What about it?
That's
Yeah,
you?
You-
Hell
so
yeah,
what were you
you.
saying, Justice?
Yo,
Justice,
Parker,
what were you saying?
Parker, I can beat your ass, buddy.
Brother, no,
Parker,
no, no,
you're a
no.
gay
What made you
faggot,
so
bro. I
mad?
can
No,
beat
no,
you-
oh, no, hold on. Now I'm going to mute
Use
you
his
now.
slurs. Use
Yeah, now I'm
slurs.
going to mute you now. Now I'm going to mute you now. But you in the pink polo, bro, get the hell on out of here, bro. You can't be rocking a pink polo. Get out of here, dude. Looking like every frat guy in the United States ever, man. Come on, man.
Jeez,
Come
bro.
on, but do a little bit better.
The
Come on,
collar
man.
wasn't popped at least.
That guy was also been sitting in the box for like 30 minutes. Y'all are really dedicated.
Literally
to
waited in the
Parker.
box for 30 minutes just to call me the F slur. Like,
Come
wow.
on, bro. Come on, bro.
Like, bro, what is that, dude? He looks so awkward in the pose.
Come on, bro.
That's the most he's been to
that's,
something in a while.
That's what I would describe. I would describe that as that individual is a very insecure man who has to take it out on other people. I mean, look at the state of him, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, sorry. What's up, Trevor, is that pronouncing your name correctly?
It's Robert Lane. So there you go. There's the brilliance behind it.
Gotcha.
I know, right? Way to blend in.
Okay, I see that. That's funny. All right, man. You vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I can see why there were some positives with him. Yeah, I can see some reasons to vote for him. I think So I wouldn't say on the policy side, because I have a lot of problems with a lot of his policies. However, I was thinking about it and the way that he's able to whip the party to at least in a unifying direction. So if you have to give credit where credit is due, I'd say that is one thing he does effectively do, is at least get something on the table and get it enacted to some extent, whether it's good or bad.
Come on, man. We can see that he uses, I would agree that he's able to whip up the Republican Party because they all like worship him. But he uses that power for nothing good, right? Like Joe Biden has a great ability to
I would
whip up
say
the
nothing
Democratic Party
good.
as well.
I'm one to not overstate things, so I would never say nothing good. But I would agree with people who say that a majority, maybe a significant majority, maybe just a few things. But I could see how you could have a varying degree of opinion, or have how there could be a
saying
range.
that the power that you're saying he is one of the main things that you voted for him based off of. He's only used in mainly, I won't go absolutes, mainly negative ways. So when he's whipped up the Republican Party to vote for major policy, it's been like tax cuts for the wealthy, or like trying to whip them up to back his baseless lies surrounding the 2020 election, or defending him in his criminal cases, or whatever it might be. And things like that, or even sinking the bipartisan border bill, which would have helped the United States undoubtedly.
Which everyone knew he did, because it would have made, he wanted to have that on his plate when he got into office.
Right.
So he is waiting.
Exactly.
Right.
So he cares more specifically about running on the issue than he actually cares about fixing it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a disingenuous. It's something that he knows is going to get a lot of nationalist support. So and certainly there's people that have grievances. Wherever you stand on immigration, it does definitely drive down wages for other, American workers who are here, who, now it drives the labor they're commanding down. And so it does have some detrimental effects. But at the same time, I'm sort of a person who we'll say I fall more towards the middle, where I think you need to see both sides of every argument, because usually the truth lies somewhere in between. And so, I think I feel like a lot of people came on tonight just saying what they felt, and then they didn't stop to think about why did they feel
wait, hold on. Wouldn't Kamala Harris have been the kind of someone in between candidate in this election? If your view is that the right answer is somewhere in between, which I think arguably there's some issues with that being the case, Kamala Harris was that person. She was saying she wanted to appoint a Republican in her cabinet, that she wanted to have a board of advisors specifically on policy full of people that disagree with her, so she could better lead the country forward and get the perspectives from different types of people around the country. And like with the Biden administration, 4 out of the 7 pieces of major policy they passed was with Republican support. They made an effort to reach out to the other side. And last thing is, like when Biden was passing the American Rescue Plan, the first major policy he passed when he got into office, he had the Senate, he had the House. They could have done it with no Republican votes. They could have just voted and prioritized Democratic policies and whatnot. But Joe Biden specifically invited, and Vice President Harris specifically invited 8 Republican senators to come to the Oval Office and negotiate the American Rescue Plan to get their perspective. That's not something that Donald Trump has shown any interest in or has done historically. So then if your view is that there's something in the middle, and I would typically agree, then why would you not vote for Kamala Harris?
So I think she actually suffered most because of how the party basically just dismissed her back in 2020. And she really wasn't treated as a serious candidate, ironically, because they said she was too conservative and that she was prosecuting low-level drug offenders and things like that. But then, so I think that was actually when her downfall began, and then Joe Biden was honestly he was shit on by the Democratic, I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't say that, but he wasn't treated great by the Democratic Party for the past 4 years. And people talk about, what did he do? It didn't seem like either party was really looking. He did the CHIPS Act, he did the Infrastructure Act. Those are the 2 of the most major pieces of legislation passed since the Affordable Care Act.
So why don't you vote for the people that are in line with his policy and we're part of getting that done?
I like how my kids have an advantage in the education system in Trump's America. So that's why. That was a little bit of a dark joke. It was a dark joke.
You're being satirical. I thought you were being serious.
I was basically saying the education system's falling apart, so it'll be easier for my kids to stand out. Perfect.
But do you believe that, like, fundamentally, or are you just joking?
I'm playing devil's advocate tonight because some of the other callers just seemed like they wanted to state facts not even facts, state feelings over and over again. I don't know. I just wanted to try and get this back on board with an actual debate where we're not talking over each other or yelling. And so I decided to come up with a list of reasons why I would support Trump. The other one would be I do think that he commands a bit of a better rapport with some of the dictators of the world. And so while he doesn't, I don't think necessarily always. I think there is something to be said about that. I know it's not all good, but I would say that it does create somewhat of a stability in the sense that obviously they're all strategizing against each other. Obviously things are taking place, but I think it does foster relationships that maybe they don't go back.
Listen to what you just said. That like dictators like him more, right? Is that your position, that dictators like him more?
I see why that's also a knock, for sure, 100%. That shows instability. That shows the type of leadership that he wants to have, that he aspires to have. So that's certainly.
No, it's this. If Putin likes you, that's usually not a good sign. Look at who Putin likes around the world, right? Look at who like Russia supports in the world.
Even worse sign when he doesn't like you.
No, I think it's a better. Putin doesn't like Joe Biden.
I was talking about his political enemies in Russia. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll push you out a window, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
But like, if you're a leader of the United States, you should not be liked by Vladimir Putin. You should not be liked by Kim Jong-un.
I'd say he's more respected than liked.
I don't think he's respected either, because his own former advisors like Nikki Haley and John Bolton would talk about how these leaders would laugh at him, and that Nikki Haley specifically said that Donald Trump got weak in the knees when he met with Putin.
Yeah, people around him called him a fascist. He said that veterans are suckers and losers, and said specifically that he's unfit to be president of the United States.
And it also became well known amongst political leaders that literally, if they flattered him, he did sort of roll over in negotiations. So so I guess that does counter my own argument of like maybe he commands or could appear to command strength. Obviously there's an example where I think he was actually like just a dullard, and he let some compliments talk him into bed. So
so it sounds like you shouldn't vote for somebody like that.
It's it does sound like there's a lot of reasons you shouldn't vote for him. I mean, like I said, a lot of what I was talking about tonight, I'm sort of playing devil's advocate. So, I won't state 100% where I voted, but I do see how people could be inclined to vote for him. And I will say that he also I think he plays on topics close to him, like transgender bathrooms and things of that nature. It seems like it's overblown, and it seems like that it's just disproportionate. And I know in the Midwest that really plays poorly. I'm from Ohio originally. So I know when I went back, the one caller said one thing he did say that was accurate was, man, Ohio was red when I went back. It was red.
It's very.
And before the 2020 election, when my mom asked me if I thought Trump or Biden was going to win, I was like, well, how many people in Ohio are wearing masks? And she said a little under half. And I was like, well, Trump's going to win Ohio. There you go. That was the simplest poll you could have done. Sorry.
All right, man. Well, hey, we'll leave it there then.
Absolutely. Hey, it was good talking to you guys. Hopefully I can talk. Yeah, this show's good.
Good talking to you.
Hopefully
Thanks,
we can get some good conservatives on here to hopefully go back and forth.
Yeah, fingers crossed. All right, man. Have a good one. All right.
Good night, guys.
Thanks, man. I don't think I've ever had anybody come up here and argue literally against themselves and their own points. It was funny to watch.
Dude just had a debate with himself.
Yeah, like wow. Had a realization, epiphany.
We typically don't have that level of critical thought with our guests.
Yeah, right. Make sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. We do these lives all the time, and follow Parker and Law of the Wild. They do lives, they debate. It's all good stuff. And as Law said, make sure to keep double tapping the screen. Let's try to get to 1 million likes. Let's try to get to 1 million likes. We're very close. Just fill up that pink bar. And of course, the Venmo and the Cash App is in the link in the bio for me and Parker. I don't know if Law has it in. Do you have it in your bio right now, Law? In this one?
My link tree thing is there. So if you click the link there, that goes to support helping clients. Actually, through your guys' donations, just last week I was able to help a homeless guy get back to a shelter after I got his charges dropped. And he was, once he was released from the jail, all he was in a t-shirt. It was 12 degrees and snowing up here in Minnesota. So I ended up swinging by Walmart with him, and we picked him up some winter gear, a new backpack, and that was all from your guys' donations. So if you appreciate that work, I appreciate you guys for making it possible. And you can go ahead and make a donation, Cash App, and Venmo are in the link in my profile.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, I mean, can we get some W's for Law of the Wild in the chat? That is, I mean, that's public
And
service.
W for you guys. I wouldn't have the availability to help as many people as I can if it wasn't for your donations. I mean, my heart breaks for some of these people, particularly the unhoused. I was, coming out of high school, I was in foster care, and I was unhoused for a while. And there's been times I've slept in city parks and things like that. It's a tough thing to go through, and I enjoy helping them out particularly, and it wouldn't be possible without the generous support of all you guys. So you guys are all great. Thank you.
Damn. W
Man, if you don't follow this guy right now, man, I'm gonna make a backup account and follow him for you. Golly.
This is my backup too. If you guys want to follow my main,
I was about to say outlaw.
Yeah. I got a little spicy with a hypothetical in Harry's live last week, and ended up catching.
Had to make made a new name, Outlaw of the Wild.
Outlaw of the Wild.
W Law. Good afternoon, guys. Harry, thanks for having me. I just had a
How
quick.
old are you, bro?
I'm an International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers union member, and I'm a staunch. I'd say I'm a staunch Democrat. My father was in the trade to union electrician 47 years, and he told me, vote Democrat, straight ticket all the time. He goes, they're in my 47 years, they are who have supported us through and through, and a lot of our members are totally Trump supporters all the way. And then I talked to one guy about it, and he was like, well, I don't even care about what he does to the unions. I care about my family and stuff like that. And I'm not deep into politics like that. So I just wanted to ask some talking points you guys may have about Trump's history with unions.
Sure. Yeah, you can go for it.
Oh, I was just wondering what you guys have to say about it. Like, what you guys think effects he'll have on kind of labor movement and all that in general.
I mean, I've got a little bit of experience. My state, I'm in Minnesota, and a lot of northern Minnesota is iron workers and, iron miners and things like that. So a lot of people, and Trump has appealed to the trades in a way more from appealing kind of to the populist culture. A lot of the union guys up here are Democrat because the Democrats have traditionally supported unions. In Minnesota, our Democrat Party is literally the Democrat Farmer Laborer Union. That's what it's called here. And his ability, I think they cast aside a lot of the things that he's done and said that are against the interest of unions and collective bargaining and things like that for the other more populist cultural things. Like I'm sure a lot of your guys, if they talk about, transgender issues and men and women's bathrooms and stuff like that, that transcends kind of their own self-preservation about the union aspects. Because realistically, I mean, even in an interview with Elon Musk, he was praising Elon Musk for essentially union busting at SpaceX. It does baffle me, but I think that that they're letting other things transcend the union first mentality that your dad had.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's just that's exactly what he was talking about, actually, the transgender stuff. He's like, if my children are going to be in the same bathroom as a transgender, then I'm going to vote for Trump, is basically what he was saying.
Also, Trump literally said that, like, Caitlyn Jenner could go into the women's restroom, right, at his property.
Yeah, it's
So, like,
just crazy, man.
He's okay with it.
One of the best analogies I heard for it is a union member voting for Trump's kind of like a tree voting for a chainsaw.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Gentlemen, man, have a good night, and hopefully we get some people who actually
no
have
problem.
something to stay on here.
Keep it up, man. Keep working hard. All right. Appreciate you.
Yeah, and Philip, if you're still listening there too, is Trump is kind of notorious for screwing over union contractors in his bids. They would agree on one price, and he would pay them half of it, and then claim that they did substandard work. They would file lawsuits, and he would just tie them up in court for so long that they would just drop the cases because it became too expensive to fight it. I mean, this has happened time and time again. So, trees for chainsaws is a perfect analogy in my mind.
Yeah, that's a good one. Georgium, are you MAGA?
It's crazy. I was just in my pantry. I can prove you wrong that Trump is terrible.
Okay. Jennifer, thank you for the $3. Dessa, thank you for the 1. And Katie, thanks for the 50. Where's the Santa hat? It'll come. Maybe perhaps tomorrow. Anyway. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I think that when Trump made the Space Force, people made a lot of fun of that, but that was one of the smartest things we've done to divest from the military-industrial complex. Like, what he did was he redirected money from the military budget to space security. And one of the main things they've been focusing on is finding asteroids that we can't see and stuff. So I think that's super important because we still don't have 100% ability to identify asteroids that are coming from random places. And so I think making that means that he's not terrible. I mean, he could end up randomly being the reason that we all are alive.
Pretty sure NASA does that already,
They do it, but they don't have enough funding.
So why would we not just?
They don't have
98% of Space Force was just restructuring of Air Force Space Command and the Air Force's missile and satellite systems. It wasn't brand new stuff.
Yeah, but he's created a branch, and the branch is going to stay, and it's going to continue to get more funding. That's how budgets work. You spend your budget, and you look what we did with this budget. Give us a bigger budget. So I think that was good. It makes him not terrible in all aspects. I think most of the stuff he does is pretty.
I don't understand. This is just a bad argument because everything you just mentioned also NASA does. Why would we not just fund NASA more?
Because they won't do it, but they'll never stop funding the military-industrial complex. I have that same question. Why don't we fund NASA more? No. But they haven't done that.
Hold on. Regardless of what Congress will or will not do, right? Because there's a lot of good policy that I think we would agree on that Congress probably won't do. But then why, in your view, in what your personal belief is, why would we not just fund NASA more?
Because it's your argument always is you can have a little bit of what you want, or nothing of what you want. And we've been asking for funding for NASA for decades, and they've been cutting it every year, basically. So this was here.
Just remind me for a second, who's been cutting it? Who's been trying to cut it?
I'm pretty sure everyone's cut it. The Democrats.
Everybody? Yeah, really?
Have the Republican or have the Democrats?
Yeah, the Republicans have been primarily advocating. Yeah, Republicans have been primarily advocating for cuts to NASA and things like that.
But did Trump do that?
I don't actually know if funding went down under Donald Trump. I just know that historically, when it comes to budget negotiations or debt ceiling negotiations, Republicans go after things like NASA.
Yeah, and I agree.
So I don't know why you vote for them, but anyway.
And I don't think that they're not terrible. I think Republicans are terrible. The party, in general.
But you vote.
What name 2 policies of Trump?
No, I didn't vote for Trump. I said I could prove you wrong. I didn't say I voted for Trump.
So what the fuck are you doing up here?
Proving you wrong that Trump is terrible. You said prove me wrong that Trump is terrible. It doesn't say talk to me because you're a MAGA person. So I'm responding to
we're kind of looking for MAGA
You just like
people.
rocket ships, don't you?
Yes, dude. Just
do I like rocket ships? No, I think it's very concerning that a single human is about to go become the king of a planet. And that's going to be very confusing politically when someone's basically running a whole planet and then we're a planet over here. It's how does that even work? So
I was about to say, do you like soccer balls?
Yeah, you'd be good now. You head on out, all right? All right, if you're MAGA and you like Donald Trump, let us know in the chat. Request on up, and we will...
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
Oh, my God.
Is Chris sick, too? Is that why he's on live?
I think he is sick, yeah. Yee, thanks for the $10. What are your thoughts on the DNC chair race? I think there are a lot of great candidates. I think you're
I was just going to respond to that, too. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the $10. Thank you so much, E. I had the same thoughts as Harry.
Ava, thank you, Ava, for correcting me. And respectfully, I also love your cat. She says she is so cute. She is rescue.
Your cat
She's
is
a
cute.
rescue. Thank you. I appreciate that. She's a rescue. We rescued her a long time ago. All right, if you're MAGA, let us know. We'll ring you up and we'll talk. I'm MAGA from the UK. I don't think that counts, to be honest. Let's see here. I don't know if this guy's still here. We'll put him up. Oh my God, dude. This guy again. Not you.
Well, everyone says that shit on your face. What actually?
Bro. How old? This guy's obviously not. This guy is obviously not fucking old enough.
Obviously a child.
Yeah. Logan. Let's see if Logan wants to come up. Parker, have you talked to Blown before?
We'll see.
I'll invite him. I think it was you and I, or maybe it was Chris and I who talked to this guy for a long time.
Ooh, round 2, dude. I'm about to cook him again, y'all.
Yeah, this is coming from the guy who.
Stop.
Yeah, couldn't pass a basic U.S.
Dude, I
citizenship
beat
test.
that. What are you talking about? Dude,
With Google, you did. With Google. Hold on.
Blown is like the person who comes up. He's like, you felling off.
Parker, you.
Oh yeah, it was that guy. Yeah.
You felling off.
The only y'all two are like the fall offs, and then we got Dean that is up.
5K people in the live is falling off. That's so crazy.
Dude, it's. Anyways, can we get back to the debate? Like, I know y'all remember.
Can you be quiet so we can hear from Logan first? Because we talked to you yesterday.
Go ahead, Logan.
All right. So.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 19.
No, he's not.
I am 2005.
Wow, you passed the test.
All right. I just have a really high voice for some reason, so my bad.
So can you name one Trump policy you like?
I'm sorry?
Can you name one Trump policy you like?
Well, I honestly didn't vote for Trump. This is my first year voting, so I voted for Kamala, but I just wanted to say, Harry, I love you, man. You're a great man.
All right.
So I wanted to say, man. I know I've been. So I wanted to say.
No, Logan, you can say that. I don't mind that.
It's time for you to go, Logan. You're not a.
No, Logan, finish your sentence, please. Finish your sentence.
All right, so I just want to say I've been watching you since I was like 17, even before I was voting.
I appreciate
But
that.
I just wanted to say, like, you have changed my perspective on a lot of things, and I appreciate it.
And I appreciate that, man. And thanks for being involved from a young age. That's cool.
Yeah, even though Trump did win, we can still power through it. And once the 4 years are over, he's done. Like, that's all we got to worry about.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I appreciate the support, brother, and it means the world.
Yeah,
so
no
thanks
problem,
for
man.
rocking with me for a long time, all right?
Yeah, of course.
All right, man. You have a great rest of your night. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, you too. No problem.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right, Parker. Now your turn. Now, Parker.
Hold on, B. Just shut the fuck up for 5 seconds. Karen, thank you for the $20 on Cash App. I appreciate you so much, Karen. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And Venmo Cash App in the link in the bio for me, Parker, and Law of the Wild. And also drop a follow if you haven't already, and follow both Law of the Wild and Parker. They do lives, and they're good people. So do that.
Yo, Parker, is it factual that you literally said on your live like 3 days ago that Harry knew somebody that knew the president? That's how you were able to get in. Am I wrong on that statement?
Not the president, but knew someone at the White House to get me. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hold on. Yesterday you were in the live.
No.
First of all, yesterday. Yes. No. Yesterday you were in the live saying no. Be quiet. Yesterday you were in the live. You saying that both Parker and Dean on a live said that I know somebody who knows the president, and that's how I got them into the White House.
No, that's not what I said at all.
And that's not what he said.
I said,
oh my God.
Yeah, like there's someone at the White House that got me invited to the White House.
And then and then Harry said, no, that's not true. I don't know anybody at the White House.
I said it's not true that I know somebody who knows the president.
Oh my God.
But yes, both Parker and I know people who work at the White House, because you know why? There are human beings that work at the White House too, and they're involved in politics, and we're involved in politics. I know it's mind blowing. It's such a difficult concept.
They knew who we were. Like they've seen our content and stuff.
They probably know who I am too. But
no,
dude,
they don't.
Dude, come on, bro. I'm pretty popping.
Main character syndrome here.
Dude, seriously, dude.
No.
Bro needs like some reality check.
No, okay, Parker. Let's be real, bro. Like,
bro, you've never fallen off because you've never been on.
Dude, I've been on since day one, baby. That's the thing.
On what?
apparently Tumblr because Harry said I looked pretty good.
Don't think of the 50 cents.
Hey,
No, I didn't say you looked good. I said your profile picture looked like it came from Tumblr, which is not, by the way, a compliment.
Oh, okay. Okay, anyways, let's get back to this border stuff, man. Parker, you even said yourself that you think it's funny that they sold off our border material for pennies on the dollar, did you not?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Why is that hilarious to you?
Because it makes it harder for Trump.
Oh my gosh. See, you guys are the party of making things harder than they need to be. I mean, like, seriously.
Says the one who undermined the bipartisan border bill.
That was we've already been. Me and Harry even agreed that that's not factual. Me and
all right, so now you're totally just making up shit.
No, I'm not. I thought we already concluded that.
Wait. No, I don't know what planet you're living on. No.
You said that if what you said was quote unquote, Trump said that if the policy doesn't go through, that blame it on him. That's not him saying that he was the one that did it. He just said blame it on me.
That he's saying blame it on. I take responsibility.
No, exactly. That's two different things.
No, he's taking responsibility.
Okay. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, but the author of the bill, James Lankford, also said that it was the president who got intervened and it got tied up in the presidential politics. And we all know that Trump has the entire Republican Party cuckolded, because if he says bad things about them, God, am I going to get another?
No, that was
funny. But if Trump says bad things about you in a primary season, you're going to get kicked out because they're going to pick somebody who is going to go along with the agenda. So it's absolutely true that even though he wasn't in office, he was still the de facto head of the Republican Party.
And does that not kind of scare you that he has that? I mean, like, let's be real. Like, does that not scare you that he has that type of power, not even being in office? It doesn't
scare me. It makes me sad.
Okay, yeah, it should. I mean, I understand that makes you sad, but like that also shows the type of leader he is. I mean, be for real. Like, I know, I understand it's hard to understand that, but like for him to have that power of just saying no, we're not doing it, even with the Congress bill that just was tried to get passed, and him and Elon Musk saying no, we're not doing it, and guess what? Well, we're going to shut down the government, dude. It's ridiculous how much power he has, and you guys cannot say he doesn't.
Elon Musk. Yeah, and you're happy that an unelected $400 billion net worth bureaucrat has so much power over like your party?
Does that not tell you something?
That sounds like billionaires having unchecked power.
But why does it seem? Well, you even said yourself that billionaires.
President Musk, President
no,
Musk.
What you said was that no, you don't have one billionaire on the Democratic side. Why is that? Why is that?
When did we say that?
You literally said that. I swear on everything.
Wait, weren't y'all just like ranting for years about George Soros, who's a billionaire? Mark Cuban.
Okay, come on, Mark Cuban. Dude, that dude is so out of there. Like, dude, he is so thrown off. I don't know how.
Mark Cuban is a better businessman than Donald Trump.
Dude, no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many...
Mark Cuban wasn't handed anything by anybody. He made all those companies by himself.
Dude, he started off throwing parties. That's how he became famous. He threw...
That was Elon Musk, actually.
Yeah, well, also, like... I don't really like, even if that were the case, that Mark Cuban started off by throwing parties. Like, he developed a really successful business by using the internet and had the foresight to say like, hey, I think the internet's going to be really big, and like created a video sharing website and then sold it for a bunch of money, and then is now like a prolific investor, a serial entrepreneur, and has made billions for himself.
So you guys like to say that bankruptcy is basically a bad thing. Tell me, what is bankruptcy to you?
No, just six bankruptcies.
Like a good thing in your view?
I mean, no, I'm just asking you because there's a lot of ways that.
Do you think having six bankruptcies is normal?
With that type of business, yeah, I believe it is.
Name one other good businessman with six bankruptcies.
Name one other man that has multiple businesses like Donald Trump. I mean, seriously.
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban
doesn't have six.
Dude, oh my God, Shark Tank. Really, we're gonna go there? Like, come on, dude. All those are off Shark.
Dude, this guy's a troll. There's no way this guy's not a troll.
Yeah, Parker, dude, I'm not being a troll, bro. Like Mark Cuban really is, if that's what you guys are flexing is Mark Cuban, dude, we have another thing to talk about then. Like if that's all you guys have, is that
flexing,
it?
we're answering your question, you weirdo.
No, is
Did
that
Mark Cuban
it?
buy the Dallas Mavericks on Shark Tank? I must have missed that episode.
Yeah, I didn't know when the Dallas Mavericks came in asking for an investment. That's funny.
He also sold them.
Yeah, and made a bunch of money and still has 49% of the Mavericks.
No, he doesn't have that much. But okay.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
I'm pretty sure he does. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. I can look it up.
I know. Parker, dude, you know, I love you. You know I support
you. Do you like your 3 minutes of fame?
Dude, I'm so famous, bro. Like, I'm not worried about this. Like, I'm more popular than you now, Parker. Like, I understand that's hard for you.
You actually have to be trolling, dude.
He's totally
no, I'm really not. I'm not. Listen, people know me now. Like, I understand you think it's a joke, but like when I pop up, even Parker was like, "Oh, it's blown." They know me. I'm known now. But
I don't think Parker said that.
Taylor, thank you for the $5 for being less popular than blown. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes,
you're popular because you. The only thing I recall was you blowing the citizenship exam.
I literally passed that. What are y'all talking?
Yo, Shayla, thank you for the $1. I appreciate you so much.
See, there's the misinformation, y'all. If y'all were, everybody was here yesterday.
Excuse me.
Heard
be
it.
quiet. Ava. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you for the $5. No, remember when we asked you what are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution called, and you called that a hard one? You said like, "Why are you giving me all the hard ones?"
Yeah, and do you remember when I got all the rest of them right?
Do you remember what they're called right now?
Yeah, dude, I'm not doing this with you.
What is it? What is it?
I'm not doing this with you.
No, because you don't know.
I do, but we're not going to
say it. Say it.
What'd you say again?
Yeah, brother. Come on now.
Oh my God,
Ashlyn, thank you so much for the $1 for being popular.
It's
Thank
the
you
Bill
so
of
much.
Rights, dude.
Yeah, you just read the chat. Congratulations. After like 9 people spammed in the chat.
Dude, nobody even said anything. Okay, let's get back to debate because I understand y'all like to giggle and stuff. Let's get serious because this is a serious topic.
Okay. Let's get serious.
Kamala would have destroyed this. Kamala would have destroyed this. I mean, she couldn't even like.
Can we get a 3 in the chat if you think blown is not only annoying but also irrelevant?
And then can we get a 2 if I'm relevant and the most handsome man you've ever seen?
This is really embarrassing, bro. Oh my God.
Okay, that's embarrassing. Dude.
I mean, of course, these are all Discord people, so I'm not worried about it.
They're not. What do you mean Discord?
I've seen some 2s. There's some 2s. See, there we go. Yes, sir. Yeah.
No, you're good, bro. You got a 2 from Rawfish7222, bro. You're good.
Oh, okay. You didn't have
good looks,
to
bro. Good looks, man. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
dude,
anyway,
you're so popular, bro. Yo,
You
Lindsay,
see
thank
it.
you for the
Look
$1 for 260 followers. He's more famous than you, Parker. He totally is. Russell, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much for please destroy this clout chaser and fan. Crazy. Ashley, thank you so much for the 50 cents for he looks like Malibu's most wanted. I don't know what that means.
Malibu.
They're making fun of my neck.
Oh, Malibu is most. I'm so dumb.
Hey, listen. At the end of the day, like we gotta look at what's important to this country. What do you guys think the most important thing to this country is? I want to know what you guys feel. Democracy. That's a good answer. Right now,
knowing the first 10 amendments are the Bill of Rights.
I already said that. I've already said that. And you guys wanted. You guys
remember when we also asked you who leads the executive and you didn't know?
I literally. Oh my gosh! I literally told you. What are you talking?
Who leads the executive? Who leads the executive?
Huh?
Hey, Blown, can you like turn your camera on?
I can't. I'm not allowed.
Oh, wait. Why are you not allowed?
Because you guys won't let me.
No, because you don't have enough followers, idiot. Lindsay, thank you so much for the $20 for tell Lana check his Venmo. Also, thank you so much, Lindsay. I appreciate it. And Tyler, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much for. Is he using the Post Malone tattoo Snapchat filter?
Dude, really? You guys don't have to call me out like that. Like, come on, let's keep it real. Let's keep it professional.
Wait, is that true?
No, it's not true. Dude, I'm the reason you got your first ever $1,000 a month. Like, you need to respect my name.
What? What does that even mean, Bloom?
Well, yeah, because he was like, Harry, you're making $1,000 at least a day from live streams or something like that. I was like, I don't think I've ever made $1,000 in like one live stream and then someone donated $1,000.
Dude, and Parker knows
Victoria,
that.
thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much for Blown. Thinks he looks good. He has a filter on. Ha ha ha. Tweety, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you so much.
Really?
I still don't know who Blown is. For real.
Oh my God. Well, now you know. Hey, listen. Okay, honestly, the border is a major thing for me. I understand you guys want all these illegals in, and I respect that decision. Like,
I don't know why you call people illegals.
Look at that! Oh my gosh, he is beautiful.
Bro, that's a Snapchat filter, ain't it?
Dude, that is not. That is just my beautiful skin that I take care
Bro, that's
of.
That's dude. My brother over here using a Snapchat filter.
That is not a Snapchat filter, bro.
And look at you. You in your repost. There's a video of me. There's 2 videos of me.
Yeah, you are
certified hater, huh?
No, he loves us. He follows all of us on all of our backups.
I follow all of y'all on every single account you have, on every single one, Parker.
Yep.
Especially you.
I know.
Where's Dean at? I know he's in here watching. Where are you at, Dean?
He's not.
I think Dean's like being a normal person.
Okay, yeah. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I understand you guys like democracy.
Sydney, thank you so much for the $1 for he looks like a discount jelly roll. Crazy.
I'm not fat. Let's be real.
That's not what they
I don't think that's a body comment, my man.
Why are you guys body shaming? No.
Okay. That's not a body comment.
Okay.
Ashley, thank you so much for the $5 for no idea who this guy is, honestly.
So this is just a roast session now. Okay.
Yep, it is.
Well, you can't debate. I mean, we've been waiting. You keep saying let's talk about the important stuff, and
well, you guys keep getting donations roasting me. It's annoying. So
I actually really like these donations roasting you. They're really
I
fun,
also like
honestly.
the donations roasting you. I'm a big fan of them.
No, they're not even funny. Like if they're gonna do something, like at least make it funny. Like let's hear the next one, Parker. Refresh your page. Let's see what they got.
Well, I don't have any donations. So.
Oh darn
I
it!
don't have anything to read right now. So
anyways,
you're in luck.
Let's just keep going then. Yeah, the border is crazy. I mean, I think that's a main thing. Today I actually learned that on your thing, Harry, that Biden was accused of SAing a woman as well. I didn't know that actually, but
where did you learn this on my page?
Somebody said it today. What's her name? Can somebody help?
Well, Trump was held civilly liable. 1, 2 is related to this. Tara Reid specifically that you're referencing literally perjured herself in court and then fled to Russia. Nancy, thank you for the $3 for you amazing me, and then Ashley, thank you for the $5 for just annoying the guest.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, the reason she fled is because she didn't feel safe because of the Democrats. Who is this wrong?
She fled to Russia.
Yeah, she fled,
and now she's contributed to RT, which is a Russia propaganda outlet.
No, it's not. No,
RT?
it's not. Oh my god,
bro,
dude,
Courtney, thank you for the $1. Nothing more attractive than a smart man. That's why you don't like blown. Oh, and if he follows it up with, by the way, I bet that dude smells like.
Say it.
No, say it. Kennedy, thanks for the $1. Don't assist. Damn right, Kennedy. Remember the Twitch stream. Wow.
Damn, I need to change.
Olivia, thank you so much for the $1. For, I'm guessing his username is aspirational. And Alana, thank you so much. I appreciate the $2 for this is just to interrupt and further stress nobody knows who blown is.
Okay,
Victoria, thank you for the $5. Why is he so obsessed with you guys? I don't know, Victoria.
He is really obsessed with us, actually.
No,
you're like bordering like Liam level obsessed.
God.
And Genesis, hold on. Genesis, thanks for the $5 as well. Thank you for making the guests mad.
Nice, Brianna. Thank you so much for the $1 for Blown's mom should have blue instead of instead of something else. That's crazy. Tiana, thank you so much for the $1 for he's a red flag for following Liam. Crazy. Of course you follow Liam.
That's a good. I've got a few. Sorry. Tiffany, thank you, $48.51. That's amazing. Sandra for $20. All of you for $5. Thank you. Hope for $5. Desiree for $20. Isel for $1. Thank you so much. Cass for $50. Thank you again, Cass. You are lovely and a wonderful supporter. And Lindsay, oh my God, $500 from Lindsay.
Fucking W's in the chat for fucking Lindsay.
W's for Lindsay. That's going to help out so many people.
W's for Lindsay in the chat right now.
Yeah,
Holy
thank
shit.
you so much.
I want to see that for like the next fucking 20 minutes.
Lindsay, that's crazy. W fucking Lindsay, dude.
It's when they so much for the $1 for if you look up beta in the dictionary, it's just his profile. Crazy. Ashley, think of the $1 for don't want to let him talk, so here's my money.
It's really they just like when they see my face, they want to start. They just thinking about gifting because they look at me and are like, "Oh my goodness, like what I would do to have that man."
Delusion, bro. Amber, thank you for the $2. I appreciate you. Tatiana, thanks for the $1. Guest is Dollar Tree Travis Kelce.
Okay, come on, that's too far.
Devon,
that's too far.
Devon, thanks for the $1. I bet blown smells like the Wish.com version of Old Spice.
Oh.
Ashley, thanks for the $1 as well. Blown is definitely only attracted to liberal women. LMAO. He doesn't know what to do about it. He doesn't know where to go with that anger.
Randy, think of the $5 for he's a mega fan.
Oh my
and then Hannah,
God.
thank you so much for the $1 for why does it look like Blown has the bold glamour filter? He probably does.
Really? All right, come on now. We're gonna
Ashley, thank you for the $1 for I give my money to the real men. And Jacinta, thank you so much. I appreciate the $1.19 from here to interrupt because I'm tired of his voice. For real. Jill, thank you for the $1 for please call him out for saying that you aren't really friends with Harry. Damn. Crazy, dude.
Who's friends? Me and him?
Me? No, you said that I wasn't friends with Harry?
No, I said you guys were like at the same level right now. Like it's like y'all are best friends. I believe it.
What do you mean? What is the same? Abby, thank you for the $1. Sydney, thank you for the $1. Imagine being so annoying that people are willing to pay money to get you to shut the hell up. He's fulfilled the prophecy. Corey, thanks for the $1. Blown is the Timu version of Post Malone. No, that's too generous.
I think that's a little too generous. Yeah.
To hear it,
Riley, thank you so much for the $6.65. Can you dunk on this new guest extra hard for me? Thanks, got you. Kylie, thank you for the $3.32 for he looks like Post Malone from Walmart. Crazy. Ashley, thank you for the $1 for the interruption fund. Thank you.
And who is Jaden? $1. Brown's fan club must be very efficient. Just him in a chair.
Damn.
Wait, is that what I think that means? Hopefully not. Kathleen, thanks for the $5. My mom just called Blown one an animal. Jeez Louise. All right, bro. Y'all going in on this poor guy.
Damn. Okay.
Yo, Nicole, thank you so much for the $20 for Blown one is like the Timu version of Facebook profile picture thirst trap circa 2012. Love watching your guys' lives. Thanks for what all you guys do. Thank you so much, Nicole. I really appreciate that.
Who is Jaden? Can we add Jaden up here?
Oh yeah, we can add Jaden.
Oh man, you're gonna regret that.
Why is that?
He sexy? Is he good looking? Oh my god.
Hey, how are you?
Brianna, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much.
Kevin, thank you for $1. Brown looks like he calls his mom by his first name.
I'm doing all right.
Brianna can't read that out. Georgia, thanks for the $1 for I cannot read that out, Georgia. And Allie, thanks for the $3. Oh my god,
I can
Brown,
read
stop
this
talking.
one. They said the only touch that Blown's ever known is his left hand. Crazy. Ashley, thank you for the $1 for just a normal talk. He said right hand is crazy. That's actually insane.
That's actually insane, dude.
Listen, what's Jaden supposed? I mean, like, why is everybody spamming Jaden?
Oh, I was just chilling in the comments and everybody started asking for me, so I requested. But since, it is the season, Blown, you look like when influencers do social experiments to dress up homeless people.
Why are we going to do this shit?
Oh. What'd I do?
We're going to do a roast session on Blown? Like, come on, y'all. Let's just change the name to roast.
That is
Tyler, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much.
God, here we go.
Kyle, thank you for the 2, and Chris, thank you for the 1.
Jill, thanks for the 50 cents. Golly, you guys are going crazy, bro.
Y'all like this? Just literally nothing? Like, y'all are just roasting for
No,
what?
you're not a bad looker. You've got a face for radio and a voice for silent film.
Damn. All right.
Melissa, thank you for the $1. I appreciate you. Is
Man, I
Blown
wish I
woke
could
now
shut my
since he has
face.
2 daddies? Wow. Courtney, thank you for the
Don't
$1.
threaten me with a
Thank you for
bad
the $1.
time.
Vislin, thank you for the $1 as well.
All right. Thank you. Finally. All right. Anyways, back to our discussion. Yeah, I just don't think Kamala would have been the right person. I mean, everything from energy being higher than they used to.
Bro, can
be.
we get some subtitles on this live? I don't speak Gooner.
Damn. All right.
Can't get a word out, brother.
Yeah, apparently not. I guess it's one of those days. Is everybody just not happy for Christmas? Is that what's
No, I'm done.
all
I'm done.
All right.
You're a mean one, Mr.
Yeah, y'all are like the Grinches.
Allie, thank you for the $3. Thank you so much. Blown's never had it blown, clearly. Poor guy.
Andrew, thanks for the $1. What's the difference between blown and a balloon? Nothing. They're both full of hot air and nothing.
Okay, all right.
Thank you for the $3. I appreciate you.
Yo,
Well, I
Blown,
also
can you
cannot read
explain
that
your
out.
profile picture, or not profile picture, your background on Facebook, where it's Trump running away with cats from people who are Haitian?
Because they're eating. I'm just kidding. How did you find that? Y'all are fucking weird, bro. What the fuck? Hey, man.
Can you explain why you have that?
Y'all are like detective. I mean, it's just I support my Trump and my kitties and my dogs.
You know, like that actually led to people like, you know, being hurt, right? Like there was violence targeted towards the Haitian community in the United States because of like things that he brought up, right?
Damn, y'all are detectives, and this is weird, bro. How did y'all get that? That's fucking weird. Yo,
you want to address that?
Oh.
Yeah, like no address.
You want to address that?
I thought the photo was fucking awesome, low-key. Show him the photo, y'all. Show him the photo.
Nah, like I think that you should like address that and not be like happy or think it's like funny.
Well, I don't get on Facebook much, but the last time I got on, I mean, that was the situation, so I kind of just put it. I didn't think it was anything really wrong to it.
So would you take it down?
Yeah, I'll take it down.
Okay.
I'll take it down.
Yeah, go do that right now, actually.
Scroll over to the next photo where my truck is.
I'd rather not.
I'm good. Just change it. Kathleen, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much for he's giving off fan behavior. True. Ashley, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much.
How old are you, Blown?
24.
Do you have an actual name?
Yeah.
What is it?
Braden.
Smalia, thank you so much for the
Braden. Clash of the Aidens. What exactly do you support within Donald Trump?
I mean, everything from his views on, you know, boys being boys. You know what actually is crazy though? My view has kind of changed on that because I've started growing plants, right? And you know, I've learned that females can be males as well. They can actually literally be a female and a male at the same time. So my views kind of changed on like humans maybe having that trait.
I was curious, has the existence of any trans person at any point in your life affected you personally?
No, I don't have a problem with trans, but like it's just like I don't think they should be in sports. I don't think they should be in sports.
Can you name a trans athlete?
What's that one person that's in college that's stirring up a bunch of stuff?
Oscar, thank you for the $5 for you. Looks like he has stinky leg. That's crazy. Kylie, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much.
I mean, I don't have problems with trans. I just think they need to have at least their own like sport. Or
there's not enough trans people to do that. In the NCAA, there's less than 10 trans athletes.
How are they going to play? Who's your favorite female athlete, professional athlete?
Probably, I got to respect Serena, bro. Like, Serena is definitely, like, top, for sure.
How about somebody still competing right now?
Lindsay, thank you for the $1. Cadence, thank you for the $2. Thank you.
I like that, what's that girl's name? The one under Serena, Coco, I think? Coco? What's
Coco?
Yeah, the one that's right. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Not particularly, no. What's her last name?
The tennis player.
That doesn't really narrow it down. What's her last name?
Angela. Who is it? Oh, Caitlin Clark's a good basketball player too. Yeah.
I guess we're off Coco.
Coco Golf. Yeah.
I know her name. I'm seeing if you do, but clearly the comments.
The chat's giving you some help, but yeah, your fervency and your passion for women's professional sports is really shining through. I'm glad they have you white knighting for them.
I don't really watch it, but like I respect the fact that it should not have trans people in it. I just
are you pro-choice?
Ace of Spades, thank you for the $5.
I'm pro-life.
Okay, so you would rather cut off any kind of access to a quote-unquote biological male in sports as opposed to preventing the massive number of deaths that have occurred because of your policy?
How many deaths? How many deaths have happened out of the policy?
So, if we want to talk Texas alone, over 6,000 deaths have occurred since the passing of the heartbeat bill.
I need a fact check on that.
Sure, I can get my computer up, but over 6,000 women in the state of Texas, 12,000 women have carried their rapist child to term, have been forced to live in that reality.
But the thing is, Trump doesn't support that. He's already said it loud and clear that he doesn't.
Sure he does. His stance is giving it back to the states, is it not?
Correct. With the exception of rape or grape, sorry.
Ashley, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much, of course. Thank you.
Sexual assault and other things. That's where we're at. I mean, that's what Trump has always stood for. And I mean, at the end of the day, people, I don't know. It's a hard one, but I don't want to get too involved in this because there's so many.
Spades, thank you for the $5.
It's more of just a belief in myself.
I appreciate you.
You guys,
right? It's just confusing as to why you would see it as more precedent to take action when it comes to things like the dwindlingly few amount of transgender athletes in society versus the rate of women dying because of lack of access to health care. The rate of miscarriages have gone up since the repeal of Roe v. Wade. Rate of infant mortality has gone up, and the rate of maternal mortality has gone up, some 10 to 12% in each state. I don't know how you can measure that, weigh that as good policy, and say that somehow the 10 or so transgender athletes is a legitimate threat to women's autonomy.
It's more about having a fair environment, even though Parker is going to say that, oh, well, they're not professional athletes.
Parker's not in this conversation. You and I are talking about this. Is it more fair that more women are dying as a result of your policy?
It's not fair, but at the end of the day, more babies are being saved.
No, they're not, because infant mortality has increased, as has the rate of abortion.
So you're saying that more babies are
Yes,
are dying?
Quantifiably so. There are more babies dying.
I don't believe that.
After the repeal, you can look this up. Right. You can look this up. After the repeal of Roe v. Wade, abortion has increased 10% nationwide. Okay, the numbers have gone up. You can look at CDC reportings of this. You can look at a state-by-state basis on this, as has the rate of infant mortality and maternal mortality. This was also the case in 1973. Prior to Roe v. Wade, there were higher rates of abortion per capita. After its passage, it's gone down considerably so every year.
Ali, thank you so much for the $3. Genesis, thank you for the $1. And Ashlyn, thank you so much for the $1. I don't think I can say that.
Ashlyn, also thank you for the $1. I don't think I can say that. Olivia, thank you for the $2. And Nicole, thank you for the $20. And thank you for watching us every single night. Nicole, we appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. It's a hard pill to be around. Like it's not, either way is not good. But at the end of the day, they left it up to the states. It's not like they totally banned it. So yes, I understand that that's what they did back in the day. Yes, I get that.
I'm talking about now, though.
I understand.
The rate of abortion has gone up since the repeal of Roe v. Wade, as has infant mortality and maternal mortality. Otherwise, the numbers would be going down. But I don't know how you can measure this as good policy if it does the inverse of the very thing you set out to do.
And you're saying the rate of birth has gone down as well?
What?
But I'm saying, you're saying the rate of birth has gone down as well.
We're not talking about the rate of birth. I'm talking about as proportion to our population. There's been a higher influx, a greater influx of infant mortality, of maternal mortality, and of abortion.
Thank you, Chris, for the $1. Sabbath, thank you for the $1. And Ace of Spades, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you so much.
And Lindsay, thank you for the $20 for tell Jaden to check Venmo. Yo, thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not at my computer.
But Kathleen, thank you for the 1. Courtney, thank you for the 1. And Tony, thank you so much for the 2. Thank you, Courtney and Kathleen. I appreciate you guys.
I don't know. I'm kind of in between on it. I see both sides of the I'm a Christian, so that's how I believe. At the end of the day, though, I understand people's view on that side as well. I totally understand it. I'm not saying, oh, this is how it should be. But at the end of the day, this is how I feel. I totally understand if you don't agree with it. And honestly, I respect it as well. I believe women should have the right to go and get an abortion if they need it. Or if
voted for Donald Trump, by the way.
Yes, I did. But at the end but it's just my beliefs. Either way, the beliefs, I believe that you can have two beliefs on one subject.
Oh, Lindsay, thank you for the $200.
You can't have two beliefs that contradict on a subject.
Yeah. How do you not recognize the inherent contradiction? Like, you want fewer abortions. That's been your position that you posited here.
Right.
But the inverse has happened. More abortion has occurred nationwide, as has the rate of infant mortality. How is that achieving the very idea that you've set out?
It's not, but I don't think there's. I don't think there's a way to have the best of both worlds. I really don't.
Yes, there is.
Explain.
I think, for one, we need a proactive approach in the United States, which limits the reasons why people get abortion in the first place. Oftentimes, it's the inaccessibility and the unaffordability of healthcare, as with housing, as with paid family leave, as with paid medical leave. That virtually does not exist in vast portions of the United States unless you're phenomenally wealthy. I think if those procedures, if those programs existed, as with universal contraception, of which Republicans seem to be teetering on banning, I think those would bring down reasons as to why people get abortion in the first place. Secondly, I think we need to protect access to abortion. I think that needs to apply in terms of elective abortion up to the first 20 to 22 weeks. After that, I would say induction of labor and C-sections should be the gentlest means possible. But I don't believe in a society that forces women to carry against their will.
I understand. Yeah, I could see that. I agree with I'm going to agree with the fact that I don't know if you said this, but I'm going to say that beyond 22 weeks, I don't think it should be acceptable. And I don't think you guys believe that should be acceptable either.
Wait. Who is like waiting till 22 weeks to do a lethal abortion?
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
There's some people that, some people decide later on something happens that they don't want to have the baby. It happens. I mean, with your guys' policy, it was going up until birth, which,
it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. After viability, it's left up to the states regardless of whether or not Roe versus Wade was in place.
Yeah, that was the case under Roe too. Like after viability, all that Roe did was protect a woman's right to make that decision to the point of viability. After that, it was up to the states.
Well, then I guess maybe I agree with that. I mean, I guess
well, that was easy.
I mean, I'm not going to sugar if that's what you're saying, that if it was up to viability, then yes. I agree with that.
Yeah, so then you disagree with Donald Trump literally putting people in the Supreme Court the explicit reason of overturning Roe versus Wade.
Sure, yeah. I would say that. I can conclude to that. Sure.
Okay. Sounds good.
So let's go.
What else would you like to debate?
Okay. Let's talk about let's see what else we need to talk about. What do y'all think we should talk about? Anything else that you guys don't agree with Trump? Because I mean, I think we nailed every point. I mean, I got y'all on pretty much everything. The border, y'all got me on the. Y'all definitely got me on the abortions. But
what did we talk about the border?
We've already. You weren't here, I don't think.
Oh, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Are you against DEI?
DEI hires? No, I'm not.
You're not?
No.
Okay, cool.
Even though Trump is, but
all right.
I don't see a problem with it.
Thank you for the $1, and I appreciate your messages.
I can see both sides of the party, but I just don't think we are in a situation with everything that is going on with the wars and everything where I'm not saying that women are not just capable of doing it.
Sydney, thank you so much for the really nice messages.
I'm really not.
Sydney. I'm really glad we could be there for you. And Jill, thank you for the $1.44. Thank you so much. Jill, and thank you so much, Sydney. I really appreciate that. Don't worry.
I'm saying that at this point in time, we needed a leader that might be crazy, but we needed somebody that really, we really did.
Great start. Yeah, we need a leader who might be crazy.
But
thank you for the $5.
But that will take care of everything. I mean, yes, I understand Biden did great things in his term. A lot of people don't research what he did. I mean, upping the military pay, doing a lot of good things that people don't give him recognition for. I understand. Yes, but at the same time, we need somebody that y'all will disagree that has been in finances, not a politician. We need somebody that is just a person.
Politician? I didn't know.
He's not just a person.
Ace of Spades.
I would argue he's probably the most unhinged, dangerous, cathartic, narcissistic fuck to probably even run for president certainly in my lifetime. Pardon my French. But like, this guy has virtually every quality that in normal life, as a normal person, we would deem irredeemable. He's a liar. He's a cheater, an abuser. This has been litigated. He has defrauded children's cancer charities. He hangs around Jeffrey Epstein and other convicted felons. I don't see how in any way this is the kind of moral character or clarity or emotional stability that we need as a nation.
But
he's talking about annexing Panama. Was he not just touting how anti-war, anti-interventionist he is? And now he's talking about Canadian statehood, making Mexico a state? This is insane.
And by the way, just tonight, if you should check my most recent video, no self-promo, he said now that owning Greenland was critical to the United States' national security successes. So
and Panama, by the way.
And fucking Panama. He wants to invade Mexico. He wants to invade Panama if they don't give the Panama Canal back. And now he wants to invade Greenland. Bianca, thank you for the $1, and Courtney, thank you.
Ashley, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, of course. I think that's a great position.
Yeah, and this dude, come on, bro. This dude loves war. He loves threatening countries.
He doesn't love war. That's the thing.
That's all war threatening countries.
I understand.
Genesis, think of the $4.
That's imperialism.
No, I don't.
At the end of the day, we need somebody that will threat. We need threats, because at the end of the day, this playing around saying, you guys better stop, or we're gonna give you no more money.
Would we benefit from fucking threatening the kingdom of Denmark? Why do we do that?
We get attention. We get their attention, just like we got with that. Just like we got with the whole United, what's it called? I can't even think right now. I got so much to say. But just like we said, okay, you guys need to start paying, or we're gonna get rid of you guys.
Jordan, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
Next day they started paying. So the threats work. I know
they've never not been paying.
They weren't paying their fair share.
How much of Europe has paid more from their GDP into the aid to Ukraine than the United States has? But I don't know what this argument is that they're not paying enough. They're paying more than we are.
This was before that, before the invasion and all that. This happened when he was in office, when he said, if you guys don't start paying, we're going to take you off the list and we're going to be done with you guys.
What list?
He's gonna secede from the United Nations. Sorry.
You mean NATO?
You're thinking NATO.
Yeah, NATO. Sorry. Sorry. You know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But those threats work. And I know you guys don't get that. And you're like, oh, well, this is not what we need. But we need somebody that's going to speak up and that is going to make threats and is going to have people doing. Because if we're just going to sit around, things are going to continue to happen. Just like all these things that have been stopped, the shootings in Israel and all that, a ceasefire deal has been had because they know Trump's coming.
What did Donald Trump have to do with any of that?
Oh my gosh. So that's what I'm talking about. Just like you guys are going to say.
So nothing?
Trump had everything to do with that.
Oh, so he was meeting and talking with Benjamin Netanyahu and the Lebanese government.
So you guys are saying
talking with Hezbollah?
So you guys can say that, but you guys can also say that, oh, Trump was the one that can undermine a bill. So which one is it? I mean, I'm confused. Does he not have the power?
Because one of those things has a direct correlation, and he's taking credit for it, and there's evidence. The other one doesn't. That's conjecture. There's nothing you can point to that would indicate that Trump was at all involved in conversations between Hezbollah
so
and
why
the Israeli
has the war
government.
been going on for a year, and after the election, there was a ceasefire deal?
Because the Biden administration negotiated that.
And also, just to be clear, the ceasefire is between Israel and Hezbollah. It's not between Israel and the H group.
Right. But still, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
I agree. It's a big
involved.
deal. Yeah, I agree. It's a big deal. It's also brokered by the United States and France. So, I don't know where you see Donald Trump sitting in that negotiation, but
because the thing is, they know that when he comes into office, it's either you take this deal or we're gonna take action. I mean,
wait, so it's more likely that they're afraid of Donald Trump than
absolutely
U.S. diplomats working around the clock and meeting and okay, right? Because this is just nothingville. This is just nonsensical burg right here. That just what color are the fucking Frosties over there where you live? It's got to be absolutely fucking delicious because clearly we're in Candyland.
Sidney, thank you for the $1. I appreciate
you guys know it. I mean, at the end of the day, I understand.
No, that makes no sense.
How does it not make sense?
I would argue that there's quantifiably more reasons to believe that diplomacy, that meeting and calling with these agencies and diplomats and heads of state has more sway than somebody pissing and shitting themselves at the prospect of Donald Trump.
Okay, you can say that, but
there's more evidence to say that. There's nothing that you can bring that would say that they're afraid of Trump.
Okay, I would say otherwise. They all know.
Say otherwise, please. I'm asking you. I am inviting you to say otherwise.
Everybody.
What evidence is there to suggest that they were more afraid of Donald Trump versus diplomats working within these organizations?
Okay, because how many strikes did Biden have under his term? Military.
Can we
strikes?
stay on subject here?
This is on subject. How many strikes has Biden done in his service? How many?
I don't know the total amount.
Okay, it's probably very low compared to how many strikes has Donald Trump done. Probably pretty high.
Yes.
Probably pretty high.
And that's a good thing.
I understand, but at the same time, they know that Trump's not playing around. When he says something, it goes.
But also, just to be clear, Biden wasn't playing around either. We've struck the Houthis. We've struck a number of terrorist groups that have been interfering with the United States. So it's not like Biden just sees, oh, this group is doing something that hurts the United States' interests. We're just going to sit back. Donald Trump, on the other hand, was just drone striking willy-nilly. That's why innocent Afghanistan deaths went up 330% from 2016 onwards.
But I thought you said there was no new wars under Biden.
There hasn't been new wars under Biden.
So what are the strikes then?
I don't call a drone strike a war.
Oh. So you think drone strikes are just
because if you classify a drone strike as a war, then the United States got into war under Donald Trump with Yemen, with Syria, with Iraq, with a number of different Afghanistan. Apparently, we're at war even more so than we already were.
We're not the ones that are saying that Trump didn't have any new words. You guys,
Blown. I have a question. Yesterday, did you have a repost saying that Indians smell like shit?
Bro, what?
Removed?
Bro.
Because I'm getting messages.
Bro, no, I did not. Play the clip, please. I would.
No, they said that you had a repost of that.
Let's find out.
Show it. Let's see it.
Well, they said that you removed it. It was when you were on yesterday.
Bro, I don't even know how to remove things on TikTok.
You just tap the repost.
So you see the
button
chat
again.
where people are saying, yes, I saw, yes.
Okay, of course they're going to say yes because you're saying it. Like, come on, dude.
No, people don't just do that. People like there are plenty of times where people in the chat will disagree with me.
So everybody,
can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? What did you mean by this repost? Just out of curiosity.
And Lindsay, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, I will bring that up. Thank you, Lindsay.
This is from like a pro-Trump account, and it's like Kamala Harris posing with what appears to be like mainly like people of color and women who are serving in the military, and then Trump posing with these people. Like, what do you mean by this repost?
Dude, look at that. Look at that, bro. That is fucking badass, bro.
Because they put black squares on their faces?
Do you know who those people are?
They're U.S. military?
No, not just U.S. military.
Who are they then?
They're like special, like the special of the specialists that they have to black out.
I didn't know about
specialist of the specialist.
Yeah, I didn't know about the specialist of the
specialist.
What rank is that? I'm not familiar with those people in the military.
Secret Service, like type.
Those are Secret Service?
They wouldn't be in camo.
No, I'm just saying.
I was about to say. I was like, we saw the Secret Service. That's not what they look like.
They do not look like that.
The Secret Service does not look like that at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Special service.
That's what I'm saying.
The specialist of the special. That's what he said.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't think that this is like cool as well?
No, I think that's awesome. But just look at the comparison. Like, scroll over to the next one.
I don't understand. I just don't understand this repost. I think like
this is like, hey, everybody, we're here.
Do you think the first one's not cool?
It's decent.
It's decent. Why is it not as cool as the other one? They're doing the same work.
Yeah, it's just it's. I mean, if you know, you know. Like people, I mean, that's pretty fucking bad.
No, I like a good joke as much as the next guy. I was roasting you earlier. What's the?
Y'all are
joke?
just gonna go through my repos. That's fucking weird. Like what?
Wait, so are you admitting that it was there?
Debate.
Huh?
Are you admitting that it was there?
No. Unless you can find it, I would love to see it. Please.
Bro, I really feel like you're gaslighting.
Okay. Let's see it. I really want to see this now because I mean, everybody's saying that I did it. Let's see it. I would love to see it.
Dude, it's so crazy how you're like retweeting Trump fan cams, bro. Like, look at this. It's like a whole like Trump's political story. What the hell is man?
It's kind of weird.
So weird, bro. Y'all are
bro, you glaze Kamala every chance you get.
Kamala. No, we really don't.
Come on, Kamala, yeah.
No, we don't. First of all, we're not retweeting edits of like her political career, or reposting, I should say. But also, we just advocate for her because she's the better candidate. You like actually like love Trump, which is like a really strange thing.
I don't love Trump. I love
you. Love Trump.
Do you have a flag or a shirt or a bumper sticker or a hat with his name on it?
No, but if I should have bought one, really.
Right, because you're in a cult.
How is that a cult?
It's blind worshiping of a leader.
No, it's not. Because I know what I stand for.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I mean, you didn't know your stance on abortion up until a moment ago and then changed it.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes you're wrong. That's not the main thing, though, that I care. I mean, yeah, that's a big deal for y'all. But like for us, it's more about what's going on nationwide that I'm more worried about.
Gotcha. Do you like paying higher prices for groceries?
I mean, we've been doing it for 4 years.
Well, that wasn't my question. Do you like it?
I'm used to it by now. I mean,
used to it. What if I told you that you could pay a higher price?
Well, prices have already gone down, so.
But I'm telling you could pay a higher price in the next few months. Does that entice you? Do you like that, big boy? You like?
Well,
it
entices me that the job creation. The job creations that Trump's going to do, it's going to help us out a lot.
The job creation, right? So when we annex Panama, that's going to bring back jobs.
Jesus, Ali, thanks for the $1. I appreciate.
We're not going to do that. Y'all are.
Why is he talking about that? Why is he talking about extreme tariffs coming from them? Like we cannot and do not have the resources to grow half the goddamn farm produce that we've imported.
And why is he posting AI images of us taking over the Panama Canal?
What?
Again, I posted about this today. He posted AI images of us taking over the Panama Canal in response to the Panama president responding to him.
It's all threats, dude. You know this just like I know. It's all threats.
Why are we threatening our allies, dude? What are we doing?
Because they're screwing us over, dude.
Please elaborate how Panama is screwing us over.
They're taxing us on nothing.
Panama's tax.
They are taxing the United States. Yes, they are.
How can they tax the United States?
What do you mean? They're overpaying.
Exactly what I mean. What you just said.
Overpaying.
All right, I'm gonna go do a Q&A. I'll talk.
Yeah, I'm
yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, this is getting crazy.
All right, I will see everyone later. Have a great night, y'all.
Alrighty, take care, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
See ya, Parker. See ya, Jaden. See ya, Law. Appreciate it, man.
Take care, everybody.
Fuck this. Yeah, I'm out of here, bro. I'm sick of this, man. I'm not only am I sick in terms of sickness, I'm sick of this. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Make sure to follow with TikTok possibly getting banned. Make sure to follow on every single platform. Follow on all of the links to my other social media platforms are in bio. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Definitely go follow the Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, all that good stuff. Definitely go follow on all the platforms. Link in bio. Also, go follow my alt account on TikTok. I think that's what we're calling it. It's at not Harry J Sisson. So literally my username with just not in front of it. So go follow. You should go do that. It's fun. But yeah, definitely follow on YouTube. That's where I'll be, and that's where if TikTok gets banned, that's where I'll be doing debates. So on YouTube. So if you want to see more debates in the future, we're gonna do that, and we'll still have debates with me, Parker, Dean, and Chris. We're just gonna do them on like Twitter Spaces, for example, and then stream them on YouTube and stuff like that, or wherever they pick. So there you go. That's something to look forward to. Yeah, follow on all the platforms. Guys, have a great day tomorrow. Merry Christmas Eve. It's at least on the East Coast. So enjoy your Christmas Eve or whatever holiday you're celebrating this holiday season. And spend it with your family. Understand that I appreciate you. I am feeling so much gratitude for so many of you, every single one of you this holiday season. When I think about what I'm thankful for and, the year that just occurred, you guys are top of mind, and I genuinely mean that. So I appreciate you all. Do me a favor. Go raid Parker. Go raid Isaiah. Parker's live right now on Parker Get a Real Job. He's doing a Q&A. So if you want to go ask Parker some questions, go do that. Go raid my buddy Isaiah R. Martin. If we could get a Isaiah and Parker raid there, a killer, can you just put Parker and Isaiah? Parker Get a Real Job is doing a Q&A, and Isaiah R. Martin is doing debates right now. If you want to see some more political debates, Isaiah R. Martin, go raid Isaiah and spam the entire chat with Harry Raid. Let him know that we sent you. Let him know that we appreciate all the work that he does. Or go ask Parker some questions. Parker's live on @Parker Get a Real Job. So definitely go check those folks out and raid them if you'd be so kind. Go let them know. We appreciate them. Parker Get a Real Job and Isaiah R. Martin. They're both live. Parker Get a Real Job and Isaiah R. Martin. And Jaden is live as well. And Manda Rose. So if you want to go rate any of those people, I would recommend you do that. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so very much. Have an amazing day tomorrow. We'll talk soon. And all right, everybody.